She watched the podcast.
And she got hornier.
And she thought it was actually cool, except for she had some opinions that made me laugh quite hard.
Let me guess. Making fun of us, me specifically.
No, well, she said, "Who's this Brian guy? He doesn't really do anything." And then she said, "Yeah, I think if you weren't on this, it'd be a really like incelly podcast." And
bitch doesn't know.
I thought it was really funny.
She doesn't know anything. She's just trying to get
sounds
that
like a fucking dumb bitch, actually.
It sounds like a
I hate her.
I hope
ugly slut.
I don't fucking care. Let's go for it.
Yeah, no, Steve is definitely gonna hate me after this.
Your olfactory sensors have been completely demolished by this point.
I feel bad throwing him under the bus this many times, but carry on.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw up.
And if you need a spare tire, I will provide.
Oh, Steve's gonna watch this and just cry.
And I'm like, I put it in his mouth. It is the gayest thing I've ever done in my life.
You got weaseled so hard.
We should make fun of Steve way more on this podcast. What?
You see a door behind you?
Yeah.
I can see a little bit of carpet at the bottom of it, right?
Yep.
I want to see your phone sitting on that carpet.
Why?
Just put
like,
your phone face down on that
What
carpet.
if I get a text?
Then don't answer it. You're just non-textable for an hour and a half.
You're at work right now.
I'm going to turn my camera off while I get it set up because I didn't think people would see me standing up and my lower half isn't really.
Is it that bad?
I mean, I'm just.
You get up all the time. There's no way you could afford that.
Right?
Is he naked?
Are you naked?
It's just his balls.
His balls are just hanging down to the floor.
Hanging brain.
Yeah.
All right, that's a dummy phone.
He didn't watch.
That's a dummy phone. It's a fake.
It's just
phone.
a case. It's just a case.
He didn't wash his genitals.
Yeah.
That's why he fucking.
No, he
his
walks
camera
away.
off.
He's completely drenched in blood from the waist down.
His entire bottom half is just blood.
She didn't survive the ordeal.
A little bit of hair on his legs and shit hanging down.
In reality, he tied her to a chair and made her watch a couple episodes.
Jesus
Tell me what you thought. Tell me what you thought. It was funny. Let me go.
It was great. It was so amazing. And you were great.
Wow, 2 dummy
Which
phones.
one's
This guy
the
came
real
prepared.
You guys were my real friend. You know exactly what my phone looks like.
Poob, you want to stream today together?
In the dining room? I don't know.
Just glanced. Okay, I was gonna say it would have been funny if you just ignored it.
He is waiting for this podcast to be over so he can invite
so he can text
somebody
his boo.
over to his house.
No. I think I might go out to the bars again later.
I'll tell you what, babe. I'll cut a hole in that Han Solo, and you just fucking feel like you're fucking that.
Holes in the eyes and a penis hole, and I'll just get in there.
Yeah.
He'll just stand up against the wall, and she can go to town.
I bet you it's already prepared. I bet there's leg straps behind, like on the other side of that cardboard.
I don't think you can say a single thing in the world that's going to affect me today, but
it's not a single. You're writing that. How long do you think this blow's going to last?
You're so small to me now.
A man like him, Brian, a week maybe.
He's going to ride that for a week.
He's going to ride that high for a week, and then he's going to descend down to the rest of us. All right. Anyways, the big news for this week was
okay. Yeah, this is. I completely already fucked this up. I was supposed to talk at a softer voice for Will, so that he didn't get startled. I know he's kind of he's a victim of trauma.
Oh no.
He's a survivor. We have a survivor of a horrible atrocity. Okay.
Yeah.
If we were to rate atrocities, it would be fucking Brony Convention,
Pompeii,
Auschwitz.
Yeah.
Pompeii right there.
Yeah.
Auschwitz, and then all the way up there, Steve's car.
Yeah.
A prisoner in Steve's car.
Oh, wait. Okay. Hold on. Let me just lay this down for the people at home. My Discord has like little cliques in it, right? And some of these people, Willard is with us today. He was he's one of the people from the Discord.
Yeah.
And Steve, longtime friend, decided to. Yeah. What posse?
What Discord posse are you align with? No,
Steve decided to go on a road trip.
Sorry to interrupt, Sam. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Coincidentally, there's been a lot of posts on the subreddit about us talking over each other.
I know. I know.
Really?
I've seen
Wait,
some
he
of them.
doesn't edit that out?
No, what are we paying for? I know he has the audio tracks. He could just leave us like lip moving.
Stalt would complain so bad about me interrupting, and so I tried to do it, like try to stop. Obviously I can't, but I tried.
That would be censorship.
And apparently it doesn't matter.
He's got the hand of God. He could cut you out in an instant. Yeah.
He could make me say like I am like Dom. You know, he could cut different words.
Wow, he just did it.
He just made you say that.
Wow. How did he do that?
30 seconds of Poob screaming.
Yeah.
His mouth moving. Nothing's coming out of it. I did it. I'm really smart, guys. Holding up pieces of paper that say I can read and like I'm smart.
Release me.
I'm trapped in the video.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, back to Willard. Steve and Willard and Fluxy decide to go on a road trip.
Dinky.
And go meet Dinky in the Carolinas, and then carry on and meet another guy from the Discord, Grim, and then carry on and go see Logan.
Oh.
And then they were like, "Oh, we'll come through Tallahassee," and I was like, "All right, yeah, we can go out to lunch or something." So they're gonna see me too.
Yeah. Don't stay too long, but yeah, you guys can swing by.
10, 15 minutes. Enough to shake some hands, take a photo op.
Yeah.
And then
wow, my fans.
Sign some autographs. You know?
I-10's right there. Get on the exit. Yep. We actually met on the exit ramp for the. I didn't let them leave the Clover. They did the exit. We took the picture and then they got right back on and kept going. Yeah.
It wasn't even that. It was like those roller coaster rides where it's just like they take a picture from out here and it was just Sam like this outside the car.
Yeah. But it was a long ordeal, kind of like the Oregon Trail, but.
Did it already happen?
It already happened.
Yeah, it was. This was a speed run. They planned this shit in fucking a week.
Next year.
Okay, let me because you brought that up. I want to start from the beginning, but let me just tell you my perspective of this. Steve was like, "Hey, we're gonna come down and do like a road trip thing. We're in a couple months or whatever." And I was like, "Oh, cool. When you guys come through town, I'll treat you to lunch." And then like maybe 5 days later, I get a text like, "We're gonna be in town in 2 days." I was like, "What the? I gotta check my fucking checking account." What the? You guys are fucking rolling into town like really quick.
Damn, they're hungry. Yeah,
they were free food and that was it. They just fucking went.
Yeah, they just ran down here.
Not to mention that they brought an extra guest, right? Like Dinky.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
okay. To be fair, Dinky was the only reason I stayed for as long as I did.
Oh yeah.
How would you have gotten back with? Like, could you have left, or were you trapped?
No, dude, don't even dive this far into it. Willard, start from the beginning.
Okay. We're hiding his face, and we're gonna warp his voice a little bit so that Steve can't recognize him or anyone can recognize him.
This isn't Willard. This is an unknown guest on the podcast that happens to have intimate knowledge of this road trip.
It could be anyone that was there.
It could be Steve.
Gillard. Steve's watching this. Well, I don't remember saying all this. Anyway, start from the top.
So
you're safe.
They got to my house or whatever, and immediately I saw Steve's car, and I was like, Steve calls himself a car guy. It's it's whatever. It's not what I pictured a car guy.
It's like a total lemon or something.
Yeah, but
you have a picture of it or something.
It got us there, right? So
they pulled into Tallahassee, and he said he drove a Focus. I didn't know Focuses were this old. Like this might have been like the concept car Ford Focus.
I think it's a 2003 Ford Focus. I think is what he said.
It is so fucking old.
So I got in the car and I was like, oh, it's a little dirty. I was like, hey, Steve, this car's pretty dirty. He's like, oh, it's not that bad. Flux cleaned it yesterday. I was like, oh, okay. So it was actually worse, Sam, than when you saw it at one point.
Why, the whole way down were you just scrubbing it?
No, I actually tried to avoid touching it as much as possible.
You lay out newspaper.
I basically.
How long of a drive?
They were mad at me because I sat on my phone the whole time because I was so anxious. But so they picked me up. We're driving. Got stuck in traffic. That's not so bad. And then towards the end, Steve had been driving for like 19 hours or something, and he was tired, and we stopped, and I paid for the hotel. I was like, I'll buy us a hotel for the night, no problem. This is
one bed.
No, I got two queens, and there was a couch.
Damn, you balling out? Okay.
No, so we get there, and Steve jumps onto one of the beds with his nice, really fabulous hat that he loves, that he's had for a year and never washed, and he puts his head down on the pillow, and I was like, "Oh, yo, Steve, there's some black stuff on that pillow." I was like, "Was that there when we got in here?" He's like, "Oh, it must have been." I was like, "All right, that's a little weird." And then like he moved the pillow or whatever, and then laid back down on it, and I was like, "Hey, Steve, there's another black mark." I was like, "You sure it's not your hat?" And he's like, What do you mean? Like, it couldn't be my hat. I was like, "Well, how long have you had it?" He's like, "It's like a year old, and I wear it every day." I was like, "So you're telling me that hat hasn't been like cleaned or anything at all?" And he's like, "No, why? Why would I clean my hat?" I was like, "Oh, all right, that's a little weird." I was like, "Steve, do me a favor and wipe that hat across the pillow." And it just left a streak of, it looked like motor oil almost.
Oh. This was when you were in Tallahassee, right?
No, this was in North Carolina. This is when,
because like the pillow in Tallahassee also it looked like someone did a fucking Tokyo Drift burnout on it.
He left his mark at every hotel we stayed at.
He would sign it.
Yeah.
Sign it everywhere he went.
How did that car smell on the way?
So funny enough, whenever he started the air conditioner, it reeked of piss. For like I don't know. Sometimes it was 30 seconds. Sometimes it was like 2 minutes.
Are you guys still friends? Like he's gonna hear this and be like,
so
that's what Poob Will.
We won't know. There was a spat.
Yesterday, there's a little issue, but I knew going into this things were gonna be estranged.
Yeah.
Nikita should have been there. He could have.
No, God, no. I would have. He
wanted to be there.
I would have lost my mind.
Will would have. Probably.
I wouldn't have gone if they showed up and Nikita was in the car. I would have been like, "All right, guys, have a good trip."
It would have been one of the meet-alongs, right?
Okay, can I hear the roster of people one more time?
It was me, Steve, and Flux. That was the original group of people that were going to, and then we were going to meet Dinky, Grim, Sam, and then Logan. And that was
Now
that was
the only one you really knew was Steve.
When they got to Dinky in the Carolinas, North Carolina, I think.
Yeah.
They pick him up.
Yeah,
he met us at the hotel.
They literally kidnapped this guy.
Yeah, they kidnapped
just said
him.
You're staying.
The only thing he left with was a bunch of like winter clothes. So every picture of him in Florida at the aquarium, he's wearing like hoodies and long pants.
He actually wore 2 hoodies to the aquarium.
Dude, I was sweating looking at him. He's like, "I'm not hot. I don't understand why you're saying that. I'm not hot." Yeah.
Will literally, Diggy wasn't. He was gonna go home, and Will literally clutched onto his fuking like.
I grabbed onto his.
Like, "You're not leaving."
I grabbed onto his wrist. I was like, "Listen here, you son of a bitch!" I was like, "You're not leaving me alone."
Yeah, he's like, "You're gonna go in there. You're gonna pack, and you're gonna come out, or I'm throwing a Molotov cocktail through your window."
Also, Dinky's mom is a MILF. Just let that be known.
I'll kill your beautiful MILF mom.
Yeah,
damn.
Yeah.
He's got it. His mom's a MILF.
Yeah,
what kind of MILF? Okay, we don't need to talk about that.
What do you
This is a patron podcast. Your new lady friend is not going to see this. You can.
Yeah,
she might. What if she becomes a super fan? She might fucking.
Then you're a groomer.
I got dicked down by the Poob.
Yeah, you're a groomer.
Yeah, you fucking call. Yeah, you talking shit about calling me Carson out here.
Well,
Poob,
she's got an audience on the platform. I think
OnlyFans.
No, TikTok.
Oh, TikTok.
How many people?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like a lot more views than I get on my shit.
What's her TikTok?
So it's like maybe I'm being groomed a little bit, but
are you her fan?
Using you?
No. Okay.
She sees 2 fucking sweaty losers and you. And she's like, dude, I can get so many viewers.
She hasn't she's just showed me it on her phone. I don't follow her. I don't know what her username is, but
so what if the whole time she's just being nice and she actually just wanted you to like compliment her amazing TikTok?
Yeah,
that would be really weird.
Or maybe like plug
that'd be
her
like
TikTok.
the worst way to. Yeah, maybe she came home with this little gremlin guy just to get
Yeah,
TikTok
just to get,
approval. Yeah. That would make her crazy. Yeah, but now she's really cool.
She saw that you
this is not what this is about. I'm still so goddamn intrigued about how this trip does sound like it. I had no idea what you meant. You're like, we've got to survive. Okay, well,
it
please.
Gets worse. So go ahead, Will.
So now,
wait, let's break down into sections. What happened in between the Carolinas and Tallahassee? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, when you showed up in Tallahassee.
What about the pre-show? When
what about
flew over to Steve's house?
How long of a drive?
I don't know anything
Flux flew over.
What happened?
Flux flew over to Steve's house, and Flux was calling. He was on a call with Sam, or he was in a VC, and Sam was there. And Sam was like, "All right, Steve's gone. What do you think about his house?" Was that you?
Yeah,
Sam?
I was like, okay. So how do I say this without being a dick? Steve, I feel like
you dumb poor old bitch, you dumb.
He puts my cave to shame, basically.
Yeah, Steve will live in a. He just seems like a guy that would live in a pigsty and be completely okay with it. So I was like, all right, Flux, and I've seen Flux on his webcam. His room is immaculate. He's like an architecture student. This kid's like a dork.
What? Am I thinking it's a different person for Flux, isn't he?
It's the guy with the blockhead.
Yeah, he's got a blockhead.
Minecraft Steve.
And he's like super clean and everything. Thinking, and I'm like scale of 1 to 10, like how much of a shithole is this place? And he just goes, I'd say a solid heavy 6 out of 10. And Steve just comes in 6 out of 10 for what? What are you talking about? Is that Sam? What's going on in there? Like he immediately caught on that.
That's the last Flux we heard of him.
Flux like looked around. Yeah, this place is a fucking heavy 6 out of 10.
He was being nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say that seems generous. Probably
after we heard Steve screaming, that was it. He got cut off and he left the call. That was it. We never heard from him. We assumed he died, but
oh my god,
this sounds.
Will's.
This is like a stereotype
bruises on him.
Discord people meet up trip by the sounds of it.
Well, what's funny is
a hat mark on a pillow. I didn't even know that was the thing that could happen.
He was like an artist. He was just.
What does that even mean? He has so much crud built up on the hat.
Yeah.
Like, what does the hat look like? What does the hat look like?
Concentrated gamer.
But then I assume it has so much like fungus or something built up on it or mold.
Yeah. He's got a year's growing worth out of the top and stuff.
1 year of gamer condensate on it.
Like some box cart kit or something. What is this? Is he a little bundle with the fucking the stick with the bandana?
Yeah.
On it? What the?
It was
sorry.
Pretty. You know what's funny though is when they showed up in Tallahassee, you could tell that Willard was like
defeated.
Oh, we're putting this in parts. Okay.
Well, that's what's funny that's why I want to hear the backstory so much is because I saw the aftermath. I just came in the story halfway through, and I was like, Jesus, what did you guys go through? So
after we forcibly took Dinky from his home, holding his mother at gunpoint, we then took the trip to fucking Georgia, and there was no problem up until like later on in the night when it was getting a little dark and I guess Steve was getting tired. We were on a single lane highway, like one set of cars going one way, the other coming towards us, right? Easy stuff, simple stuff. So Steve's like, oh, this guy's pretty close behind me. I'm gonna let him pass. So now I'm sitting in the back seat. I'm like, I was like, that's a little weird. I was like, is he gonna pull over on the side of the road and like go into the dirt and let the guy pass him? And actually, that's not the case. He went into the oncoming traffic and was like, this guy's not passing me. This is weird. And I was like, Steve, you do realize you're in oncoming traffic right now, right? Like at any moment, a car could come over like a hill and kill us. And he's like, what? Really? Like, what? I was like, yeah.
Where am I? Who are you people?
And at this point,
talking like he thought he was alone in the car.
Am I not delivering a pizza?
I thought you were pizzas in here. Why are the pizzas talking?
I'm like, oh my god, Steve. I was like, you didn't realize that? He's like, no, I thought we were still on the interstate. I was like, what? I was like, it's a single lane highway, man. This is.
Yeah.
Oh, good God. Yeah, and so Will couldn't get a sleep, like a wink of shut eye
Why
after
the fuck
that
didn't
one.
you guys just switch off driving? That's why I don't understand. You made
That's what I was
Steve
saying,
drive
yeah.
from
I
upstate New York all the way down to Florida. Like,
Jesus
Will doesn't trust the
Christ.
he wanted to
shitbox.
drive. If Steve would have said to me, "Hey, I need you to drive," I would have said yes reluctantly because I don't know. I
Gas
didn't
pedal probably has
particularly
fungus on
trust.
it and stuff.
I didn't particularly trust the reliability of Steve's car.
Yeah, apparently Steve's car is a wreck. Okay, before this trip even happened, his car broke down, got it fixed, and then like 2 weeks before, it broke down a second time,
Yeah.
and he was stranded. And these guys were like, yeah, this is the perfect time to go on a fucking trip.
Yeah, a huge
yeah.
road trip.
Yeah, they were like a fucking like the longest this thing's ever driven. And yeah, like what?
Listen,
I sneezing.
Oh,
He like
is that what
muted.
that-
He muted
your
for
lip,
it.
yeah, your lip looks really wet too. What the fuck?
It was wet. It was super wet.
Yeah.
I've had the crud
Oh.
for 3 weeks. I think I might need a
Yeah.
hospital.
You gave that girl the crud? Are you
You
kidding?
piped the
Did you
bitch
use a
with the
condom?
crud, dude? That's
Yeah.
evil.
I put a condom on my tongue, dude. I was cautious.
A dental dam or whatever they're fucking called.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Well,
go on with your story.
Anyways, so yeah, this car is sketchy as fuck. I mean, Will didn't trust the shitbox. Flux failed his driver's test, so he can't drive.
Yeah.
And which
Dinky
whatever-
also said he didn't
Dinky,
want to
like
drive.
14 or
No,
yeah,
Dinky's
Dinky didn't
20.
want to.
He just
Dinky didn't want to
he
drive.
just didn't want to
Flux
drive.
is 20, I
Steve's car.
think. Yeah.
No, that's
I mean, and
very fair by the
to be
sounds of it.
like,
I wouldn't want to drive that.
at what point, Will, did you find what? I mean, that dirt that what did Steve call it?
I think he
Will?
called it like
come on.
human gunk or
Called it-
something.
He is gum or human debris.
Yeah.
There's
That
like this
sounds like
dirt. There's
a
this,
He's like,
Shredder
oh,
or what?
it's not a big deal. It's just the fucking dead skin and flakes and whatever else dirt that's
Oh,
been
you
on
never
me.
You're
It's
talking,
even
okay,
gunk.
you're talking about where his shifter is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know that, yeah,
There's,
that
like,
the
dog shit
leather
on it.
scrotum thing that's like goes
Yeah.
around your shift knob and like all the little crevices there. Like Steve's looks like it's just full of bird feed and hair.
yeah,
How
and
could
slime.
you-
And
It is.
And
How
he
can
wrote
you
that off
be
as
okay with
human
that when you're about to
debris.
have
He just-
people in your car?
No, not just
For
that,
that
but
long.
like if you deliver food for a living, and it's like,
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
right.
the food's contaminated.
it- yeah.
He
Highly
also there was one point where he asked me to like there was like change in the cup holder in like the center console, and he's like, "Oh, can you move that out of there so that I can
He
put
got
my
heart
drink down?"
palpitations.
And I said, I told him no, I'll hold the drink and he can touch the fucking dirt and shit in there. I was like, no, Steve.
He's like, what? What's
He's
the
like-
big idea?
he's
Yeah,
like, what?
pulls it out as
Big gulp,
one-
my big gulp
one
fucking
group
Baja
of
Blast.
change.
Yeah.
All molded
Come
together.
on, guys. Everyone got human gunk. What do you guys?
Yeah, it's just my human filth that's been piling
Just
up in this car for the
generations
past
of
fucking.
dead skin.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Oh,
after that, you guys go down and visit Grim, who everybody
Well,
says is a
the-
beautiful individual, right?
Nice.
There was another incident that night where Steve's
Oh,
driving was.
more fuck ups. All right.
Yeah. So now,
Yeah,
now we're
we're not
actually
done
I
with
felt
on
that.
our
bad throwing him under the bus this many times, but carry on.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve is gonna.
So after that, we're
Gonna go
actually
AWOL.
on an interstate now. It's like 3 lanes, whatever.
He's just
Like
switching
there's
lanes
there's like a probably a 30-foot center median of grass and like a divot, right? So there's like a bend, I guess you could call it, or a turn, and there's cars coming from the turn, and all of a sudden Steve starts swerving. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? He's like, dude, they were gonna hit us. I was like, what? I was like, they're on the other side of the fucking highway. I was like, we're on one side, there's a whole center median. I was like, they would have had to come careening around the corner and go like, I was like, what? He's like, no, dude, we were gonna get hit. I was like, what? I was like, are you on drugs, dude?
Did he just fall asleep and then like?
Yeah,
snap
I-
to?
yeah, right?
I don't know. I don't
They're
know.
like, I saw the monster in the highway.
Yeah.
The demons, they're gonna hit us.
Skinwalker.
Yeah.
Dude, he sounds deranged. What?
Yeah, I
Is he
know.
all right? Like, is he okay?
I think honestly,
Seems
what it
like a
was is like
50-year-old
they said
schizophrenic.
that he drove for like 19
It's
hours in
okay,
one
bro.
day.
Yeah.
He
Like,
probably fell asleep.
Yeah, he fell asleep.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah.
way.
Christ.
Yeah.
How you guys gonna drive for 19 hours straight?
Yeah, nobody was like, "I'll take the wheel" or anything. Yeah,
He
I
didn't
kinda feel
ask,
bad
so
for-
I
yeah.
didn't
I would
offer.
have just sat on. I would have sat on his lap and let him do the gas, and I would have done the
Yeah.
steering wheel.
All right.
I think
Notice
he
just
offered,
stuck
right?
to
But
him. You would probably grip right into him too with all the crud. And the,
Yeah. You'd be
The
grafted
fungus.
together.
yeah,
yeah. The mushrooms like wrap around me like a seatbelt and a full body vest. Like only Steve can drive the car. He's got some sort of like mental link with like a parasite.
yeah.
Dude, he has a fucking Bluetooth speaker in there that
Avatar.
only he can
He's got-
connect to.
Yeah. His hat connects into the.
He's got a fungal implant in his neck like the Matrix. From the
Everybody
headrest
else
of
is getting.
the headrest is growing into his fucking spinal column.
So fucking gross.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So okay, but anyways, the whole point is that whole setup of like Willard just saying like this is what Steve thinks is okay is a huge foreshadowing to the living conditions they're gonna have as they go further south.
So
Just
after
pull over in the dirt, like, all right, guys, get going, get out.
Yeah.
Just lay down in the medium.
yeah.
so
Sorry,
Just pick a spot. Just
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, dibs on this and just cruts it up
Yeah.
immediately. The grass
Yeah.
turns black. He lays.
He marks it.
Yeah,
Dude.
he
He's marking his
uses his hand as a
territory.
chalk outline.
Yeah.
He draws his bed on the ground.
All plants and wildlife just die in the circle.
Yeah.
The earth is scorched where he lays.
Yeah. Animals don't even dare cross this line.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Oh shit.
Good God.
Anyways, you're in Georgia now. Carry on.
we're in Georgia.
Yeah.
We met with Grim. He took us to this fancy. Well, I don't know if I'd call it fancy, but it was like the town
Barrel.
barbecue place that he really liked. It was good. It was good food, but so like Grim doesn't he doesn't hang out with people very often, so he's like super excited to see us and like bring us around his town. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna take you guys to Rusty Pig, blah blah blah." And Steve's like, "Oh, Rusty Pig, I have one of those in my town," and like immediately was like,
It's hard.
"Yeah, like oh, this place isn't that special at all. Like I have one at
Your
home."
town actually looks like a piece of shit. And who's Steve that fucking talking?
It's like a shitty copy of my town. Apparently, Grim was like, "All right, I'm bringing you to the best barbecue in town."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Steve's just like, "Yeah,
World
we got the shit in my town." But carry on.
He's like, I go there all the time.
Like a giant McDonald's bathroom in this town. What is this?
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, also,
Steve doesn't
you should
seem like
preface
he'd-
this.
Sorry, have those social skills though to just like pick up on his excitement, not just shut that down right away.
Just
Yeah.
like shit on
100
it,
times
yeah.
out of 100, he'd be like, "What? I got a piggy in my house."
Yeah. There ain't nothing cool. I thought you said it'd be more cool. No, but before that even happened, apparently Grim was so excited his nipples were like erect. Like,
Yeah.
he was,
It's a
yeah,
joke if he got bricked up, but
yeah,
his nipples. What are you? Okay, is that? What if it was cold? Is it cold?
No,
too?
Steve was like, "Is your nipples poking out of your shirt?" And
Grim
Grim's immediate
flashed
response was
him.
just to lift up it. Yeah, he just like took off and showed him his erect nipples.
Hell yeah.
He actually did it twice.
What? 2 times?
He did it twice to Steve, and I saw it one time, and I looked away. I was like, Grim, I was like, you better cut that shit out.
Yeah, he keeps doing it.
Just boys being boys. Just
Yeah, we all do this.
locker room antics. Come on,
Yeah.
come on, give one of them a little lick, give one a little twist. There's only one way
man.
to soften them up.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
breathe
The
hot
warm
air
mouth.
on them.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh
Grim.
man, actually, hold on. Just as a little side thing, did you guys see that fucking insane video I retweeted of the old man sucking the other old man's titty in public?
No,
No.
They were
What?
going to town on that shit.
Oh.
It's like grabbing it, sucking it. And then I retweeted it.
That on Twitter?
I retweeted it and like, I'm not one to like suck my own dick or anything, but like I know it was so gross that nobody even like retweeted it because it was funny. Like it was just fucking gross. Like these two
shocking.
Yeah, it was just like this guy sucking this other old man's tits. And he was whimpering like as he was sucking him, he was like, oh. Yeah. It was fun.
Oh,
It was so
God.
fucking wild that I unposted it because it was.
Oh, okay. I was trying to look for it.
Yeah,
I was
you were
immediately
looking
trying to
for
look
it.
for it.
I had to retweet it when
definitely.
I found it because
That's
it was
rare.
it was so ridiculous.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was so. We still kept the dream reply. Have you seen the dream face reveal?
No,
Oh, is
It's like
that
that-
like
it's
music
like that-
video or no? it's
You
just-
replied to it. It's the fat guy, the fat
Oh,
kid.
yeah. People
Yeah,
confirm
yeah.
that Dream, the Minecraft guy, is actually just like he's like a fat dweeb.
Yeah, he uses
Yeah, I don't know how-
Shocking.
model his
Minecraft.
clothes.
To be a model.
Minecraft
I mean, is he-
YouTuber.
Hey, he plays Minecraft like 80
Minecraft
hours a day.
YouTuber
Like,
is fat dweeb. Breaking news. Breaking
No, okay. The reason why it's breaking news is because he
He's
led
got-
on to the fact that he wasn't.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
like posted pictures of the skinny guy wearing his merch, and he's like, "This is me. It's me, Dream, skinny hot
Yeah.
guy." And then they found out he's like this fucking giant whale. Yeah,
yeah, and it was his brother that was
Peter
the stunt double.
Pettigrew
So he
type.
actively,
Yep.
Fucking
yeah, he was like
gremlin.
yeah.
allegedly actively misleading these people. I don't know how true any
I
of
gotta
this
check
is,
this
but-
out, man. I haven't been on social media in a while. I guess I gotta check this stuff. I've been
Yeah.
off the grid,
Yeah.
but
He's too busy piping bitches. They ain't got time
Yeah,
looking at
piping-
fat
don't
Minecraft.
Piping
refer,
bitches,
don't
eating
refer to
apples.
it as,
Piping
okay.
women.
What do you mean?
That's a little
You
better.
Yeah.
Poob, you said can we start this later because I just scored some sweet gash last
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
That's what you.
Yeah, it
you
sounds
wrote
like
that.
exactly. I said,
Yeah.
gashy, gashy.
Yo, can
Yeah.
we roll this recording back to 2? I gotta
Yeah.
mop up some gas juice on my floor.
Yeah, there's
Clean up
fucking
on
there's
aisle
just,
me, okay? I got juices flowing through
Yeah.
my body.
Yeah.
there's just solid gash
I got
gash slash
milked
all
and I
over my
just
fucking
leaked
pants.
afterwards for an hour.
Yeah.
This woman just gash splashed all
But-
over my floor. I gotta mop up.
She's gonna be pissed off if it turns out her and Poob just kissed. Like it was
yeah.
I just talked to this guy at the bar.
Yeah, she,
This guy
first
bought me a
woman
drink and then
contact in
fell
like
down.
years is just like she shook his hand like, "Hi, my name's Deborah." And he's like,
yeah,
he's his
come-
waiter,
you know,
like
just
not
fucking
even
nutty.
like.
yeah.
Check my breath. Hi. I was at a fucking Hooters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The waitress flirted with me, I swear. No,
He was
no, it
fucking
wasn't
wasting
like that at
sleep.
all. No, actually,
No, we actually had lots of sex.
Yeah.
Actually,
no,
and we woke
no,
up and had
that's
more
not. No, we
sex.
didn't have lots of sex. It was just a good time.
And
Right?
she squirted
Yeah.
several times.
No,
No,
not a chance.
no, not with Poob. But anyways, all right, let's go.
Let's just give me
Not a
enough time,
chance.
Okay? That's not a chance in that situation, but
It's like,
Oh, okay.
if I got
Damn.
I like to do both whole hands in there.
What the fuck?
Poop, you told me your dick was bigger and blacker.
Oh, it's it gets the job done. No, it doesn't.
To
But
myself.
it looks cool, I guess. I like to look at it. I like to try to put it in my mouth.
Oh shit! Oh,
Okay,
I'm-
please
call it the
cut
wiggle
that
worm.
back. That's still. Okay, wait. Where
Poop
are
gets
we?
laid.
We're at
That should be the
Grim.
title.
But did you see Logan before Sam?
No, we saw Logan after.
Logan's down at in St. Pete.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
south.
Name
South
no
Florida.
name the podcast "Pussy Slayer Slays Again." That should be what it's called.
Yeah.
He's done it
And just
again.
Poo- and Poo- just a
Belltown.
blown up screenshot of him just chewing on that apple, just like that.
No, please don't, because that could really probably mess things up in a way, and things are going well. So,
No, she knows it's a joke.
you say you're gonna get a coffee, and it's a
It's a
Coca-Cola
Coca-Cola
coffee.
with coffee. It's weird.
It's a coffee cola. It's
I-
fucking-
I've never
I've
tried
had
one, but
those.
I've seen them.
They're gross.
What is that? Let me see that. Put that on
That
the
is
screen.
that is the most vile thing I've ever had. Abby bought it for me to try it out. It's a
It
Coca-Cola.
doesn't sound like
Wait,
it would be good, does
Yeah, no, it's not.
a pea coffee and
Happy diarrhea
Fucking
cola.
focus. There we go. It's
Coca-Cola
a Coca-Cola
diarrhea
coffee, vanilla,
Zero sugar.
zero sugar. It's not
That
good.
just sounds like a shit.
No, I apparently
can.
I drank all the.
That was a big
I drank
sip.
all
That
the
was a big
coffee.
gulp you took there. That was the. God, give us a nice big chug.
Mm.
No, it's not good. It's dude. The
Ugh.
smell is not good. It smells bad.
Yeah,
Somehow,
no, I've
come on.
had that. That's
You look
gross.
like the girl that was with Poob. Come on, take it all in.
No, you don't. No, you don't even.
Be a
remotely
champion.
look
You're
like
already
her.
too far
Okay.
in.
I mean, what was I gonna say? No, never mind. It's so off topic. continue with your story, Willard. You're
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, where are we at now? We're at the Georgia
Wait, no,
arc.
we haven't gotten
Yeah.
to the sleeping conditions yet, though. I'm excited to hear about
That's
those.
later.
Okay,
They're
sorry.
different in every place.
There's several arcs.
Yeah.
So
So-
this is a
So from Georgia to Tallahassee, the drive was okay. There was no real hiccups at all. I don't think, and not that I can remember. So
Probably blacked out for a while from all the fungus and mold.
yeah, from the fucking ammonia smell from the,
The
fucking
spores.
piss all over the car.
so
So
we got-
fucking memory destroying spores.
So we're on our way to Tallahassee, and I had messaged Sam, and I was like, "Oh, this is where we're staying," blah blah blah. He's like, "Oh, do you want to get fucking knife raped?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "Excuse me." He's like, "Oh yeah, like a couple weeks ago, some guy got lit on fire at a gas station nearby," and he's like, "There's been multiple stabbings at a Taco Bell nearby." I was like, "What?"
There's 3 exits in Tallahassee next to the interstate, and if they would have chose one exit to the west and gotten a hotel there, that would have been like kind of like the fun but dangerous side of town. And then if they would have done one to the east, it would have been like the safe side of town. But they chose to just be at the dangerous, not fun part of town, where like
knife rape aisle.
the FBI has done human trafficking cases there, and a guy got
ambient screaming all the time and gunshots and sirens.
There was an issue there where like homeless people got into a fight, and this guy poured gasoline on another guy and lit him on fire. There's been stabbings there frequently. It's just not a nice part of town.
Not every town can be perfect. I mean, it does mean it probably has charm in its own way.
Well, like I rolled up to the hotel. They thankfully got a hotel like right there at the exit, which is like you're kind of in a bubble of like this is where businessmen just get off the interstate and like get a room really quick and then leave. So it was kind of like, when you go to Cozumel and there's like the guards, but then right outside the resort is like hell.
Yeah, Mexican. Yeah,
it was like that. And so, because I had to drive through shit to get to you guys. But once you get into like that hotel area, there's like 4 hotels there. And it's kind of, they have like high hedges because on the other side, you don't see the homeless people camping out with the hedges.
Yeah, Sam ran into 3 crackheads knocking on his window at every stop.
He just ran over like a fuck
for
ton of people.
Ran over family. Get out of my way. Yeah.
Don't squeegee my fucking window, you
lawless land. Wow, it's like a purge all the time there. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
One of them tried to do a knife trick and stabbed a guy for $5.
But I roll up to the hotel, which is a nice hotel. It's like a little Hampton or something like that. And a Marriott or some shit.
I think it was like a Best Western Plus.
Yeah,
or some shit.
Yeah, one of those shitholes.
Yeah, it was actually.
At what point did
Best
Steve
Western.
ditch the hat?
Yeah.
What?
Was Steve still inking shit?
Yeah,
He
was marking his territory when I showed up. Yeah,
probably just found the room
moment,
just from
the moment at least
the crud.
Like as soon as you saw the ink on your hat or whatever, you should have thrown that hat off.
I said
was
that to him. I was trying to get him
the
to
one
throw it out the
redeeming
whole time.
factor.
What,
like okay, you just did it. He wore it forever.
Like
it was
does it have a design on it that he loves?
No,
it's a
just
Puma
black.
hat.
It's just a black.
It was
Puma
just
hat.
a regular. Yeah, he just wore it. It was just a plain old hat. You just got,
just a Puma hat. I thought it was because back when he was in high school, I remember this was like 10 years ago. I remember he worked at Puma, and I was like, "Is that hat from when you worked at Puma?" And he's like, "No, it's a brand new hat." I'm like, "How'd you fuck it up that bad?" That is not brand new, but like it's a year
Someone should
old.
buy him a new hat or something and just force him.
Well, he threw it out eventually.
No, he
but,
didn't throw it out.
I mean, come on.
He didn't throw it out.
He didn't throw it out?
No,
he just stopped wearing it?
Yeah, he
put it in the
traded
trunk.
it out. Yeah, he put it in
my
a
God.
plastic bag and took it home.
He put it in a plastic bag
Like
with
a
some water. He
biohazard
said,
material.
You rejuvenate your moldiness. He sealed it, put it in a dark place away from the sun. Yeah. Arrest my child. Yeah.
You need nutrients.
I can take over for now.
Yeah.
I mustered enough power.
They don't suspect anything.
What happened between Georgia and Tallahassee was Flux pooped his pants.
I was about to say when I came to the hotel room, the big talk was Flux shit his pants.
Yeah.
And Flux was like, I didn't shit my
Are
pants.
these like real people?
Yeah, what's funny is Flux is like, I didn't shit my pants. It's a sweet and sour sauce or hot and sour sauce. And he pulls out his pants. He's like, look, and it's just a pair of pants with obvious shit.
Yeah, just
like a
shit
watery
stain on the
shit.
yeah.
And he's trying to plead his case and everything, and I'm trying to get his side. Like I looked at it and I was like, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of liquid inside. It looks like you did sit on something. And then they kept bringing up that like he kept asking for them to stop because he had to take a dump. He kept asking for him to stop because he had to take a dump. And then all of a sudden,
I'm good.
Yeah, all of a sudden he has shit all over his pants, and he stops asking. Like he's like, I don't need to anymore. The urge has left.
I didn't poop shit. I pooped sweet and sour sauce. Okay.
Yeah. But they did say that he had a sweet and sour packet. And I'm like, that is the greatest defense of that. I'm just gonna carry one in my pocket and be like, oh, on the off chance I shit myself, I can just be like, sorry, it must have been the sweet and sour packet.
Yeah.
If it's just a total misunderstanding, I feel really bad because. Yeah, it's all of his evidence laid out there, but yeah, it really does sound like he just shit himself.
He looks guilty as fuck.
And then he made Willard. After that, he was like, "Yeah, I don't want to sit there anymore." And so he made Willard sit in his shit covered seat, and Willard's like, "It's wet."
Yeah, dude, the seat like retained heat. It was like fucking hot and moist.
Why would you accept that? Why would you?
Like a warm diarrhea was on.
So he was like sweating to death in the back seat because he's from Milwaukee, so he can't regulate his body temperature or something. He wasn't used to the heat, and I was like, "Here, you can sit up in the front." I was like, "You can sit up front and get the AC." I was like, "I'll be all right."
Oh my god!
And there was also the time when he I think Will was in the bathroom and he just closed the lights on Flux while he was taking a crap, dude, just to be an asshole.
Yeah, Flux was taking a dump
fell on that,
and I flipped the lights off without saying anything. And then Steve walked in, and Flux was like, "You're a piece of shit." And then Steve was like, "What?" And he went to the bathroom, and then Flux turned the lights off on him because he thought it was Steve.
Yeah, there's some inner squabbles for sure. But
yeah, there was a lot of hostility at the end of this trip.
Yeah.
You think it would grow you together? It's actually just made it
tore you apart.
Apart.
I'm closer to Willard and Dinky and Flux.
Yeah, like Will and Dinky have some weird like bond now because they're kind of like when two fucking trauma victims are like two people that got kidnapped together, like they just bonded.
Yeah,
as
they're
victims.
Brothers in arms. Yeah,
they're stronger than ever
friends.
now.
Yeah,
and now Steve and Will hate each other or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, Steve is definitely gonna hate me after this.
Yeah.
So,
but
at this point, they've met Sam now. They've gone to Tallahassee. Sam's strolling up there, tanked it.
So now,
Sam, what was your first impression when you walked in the room?
Well,
I walk in, and first of all, Dinky, I had offered to buy these guys lunch, right? And I knock on the door.
Brought him some PB&Js from home and a little plastic
I knock
baggie.
on the door, and fucking Dinky answers it, and I was like, the first thing I thought was, I didn't agree to buy this guy lunch. I thought it was going to be 3 people. You can't just bring an unannounced fourth. Yeah. And then I walk in and I see there's 2 not queen size beds. They're like 2 full beds. Are they queens? Were they queens?
I think they were queens.
To me, they're queens.
They were pretty close
they
together.
Were just bare.
A hotel queen is somehow smaller than a normal queen.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, so it was just 4 guys sleeping on 2 beds. And they were,
I bet these guys fart all the time too. I bet I can't imagine Steve's diet.
Apparently Flux and Dinky were very upset because Willard and Steve are on the heavier side and they snored all night. And they were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't.
Dude,
I didn't have enough
denies everything. Like Steve will just refute. Steve will just refute anything you say or any complaint. Even after we talked about it. But basically, they were complaining about Steve snoring, and Steve was getting mad at Will because he's like, Will, you're the one who's snoring, and apparently Steve is way louder at snoring than fucking Will or something. It was fucking. He's just. Steve will just deny everything.
I was told that I have like a normal low snore, and Steve is like a fucking your classic snore, and Steve apparently has like a wake you up in the middle of the night snore.
Jesus Christ,
like fucking Grim snore.
Yeah.
How bad is it compared to Grim snore?
I didn't hear it. I slept through it.
Oh, you slept through it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was snoring through it.
Did you guys
no, Grim's he sleeps on Discord. Like he'll just be talking to him and he'll just fall asleep. He's like narcoleptic or something.
He's got sleep apnea or whatever.
Yeah. Which means he's so fat that his body is trying to kill itself while he's asleep. And then now
just needs more rest.
Thanks to medical science, they've invented a way to force air down fat people's throats to keep them alive so that they can get fatter and fatter.
Oh God, my pee just hardened a little bit there. Poob.
Yeah.
Come on, give me a trigger warning, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm really greasy right now.
Now you
From
look
all
like,
the-
dude, your hair. What's that kid? Was it shortstop or whatever? The Chinese kid from fucking Indiana Jones. You kind of look like it.
Yeah,
What's his name?
Short
You
round.
kind of look like it.
Same.
Short round, yeah,
yeah.
like his little
Shortstop is a
hair.
position
there.
in baseball.
Yeah,
My hair
okay,
actually-
whatever.
No, my hair is killing it in public these days. I mean, when it's washed and stuff. I'm getting compliments left and right. People are saying, I want to
Sick hair.
be
Yeah,
in
that
that
never
hair.
happens to
No,
me.
yeah. People say, "Wow." I did have a really bad one where a guy was like, "Dude, I love your mullet. Like, I'm trying to get one." And I was like, "This isn't okay. Listen up,
That
motherfucker."
is like the furthest thing from a mullet I've ever seen. I think that guy was just an idiot.
Well, it's,
Yeah, I
it's
usually
because the
just-
back, like when I'm not a
Do
little
a
grease
profile.
ball, it's way bigger.
Profile shot.
Like when I look,
Profile shot.
when I'm sideways, like the back of my head, like it's way curlier in the back, so it's just like,
Mm.
Show us it. Show us your side right now.
yeah, it's,
Come on,
I'm
please.
greasy. It's small. I have small hair right now. That's why I'm wearing a
Wow.
hat.
Oh, it shrinks. I didn't know that. Yeah.
It does shrink. It changes a lot,
Sam,
actually.
you must
Sometimes
not
it
ever
changes
wash your hair
color
either.
completely.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
the master of small hair. I've actually never washed it. Yeah.
See what
Same here.
the key is to only use shampoo every once in a while.
Is that I shampoo
You're supposed
every
to-
fucking day?
I used to, and I'm getting better about it. You're supposed to only do because like it just strips all the oils, and then your body like can't produce them as much or some some science bullshit.
No, the problem
My
is it
science
keeps
teacher told me about
overproducing
it in
it.
high school. Like I had this like old teacher that had the most beautiful hair, and everyone's like, "How do you do it?" And he's like, "I shampoo my hair like once
a year.
a like month,
Yeah.
and you can use conditioner more, but like I think if you shampoo like twice a week or once a week, and then condition like 2 or 3 times, like your hair just starts getting like healthier."
Every other
Sexy.
day.
Yeah. Remember
Yeah.
that guy Robert Pattinson?
You can wet it at
He's
least,
not
though, right?
gone, but
Well, yeah, I know. No, he's
Yeah.
bigger than ever acting wise. But when he was at his peak in terms of
Rummiest.
like sexiness, where women were all over him, was during the Twilight days. And I remember looking at some article. He has like the worst personality of all time. He's such like a stick in the mud. And there was some lady that was like, "Your hair is incredible, and your hair's the envy of every man. But tell us, what do you do to it?" He's like, I don't wash my hair." Like apparently he's like never washed his hair in like 4
you
years up
stick
to
in the
that
mud,
point.
But you want him to say something wacky. I use Goofy shampoo
Yeah,
for my
I know.
hair.
Shampoo! Yeah. No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He's just like a. You remember when we were
Actor.
talking? Yeah. No, remember when we were talking about like who's that dickhead behind you? Harrison Ford in interviews and stuff. Like he just he
I like
obviously
that, though, honestly. I like
he doesn't want to be there. Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck, Star Wars?
Yeah.
Like,
He's
yeah,
like,
shit
I'm-
about Star Wars.
I'm there for the paycheck, kid. Yeah.
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 But he's done good things, so he's just still a good actor.
Not a likable
Air Force
person.
One.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd probably be fun to
Is he
hang
a
out
dickhead?
with.
No.
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 Be a fun grandpa, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
You go, "Hey, pisshead, come over here." Fucking.
What if he's like
Open up
incredibly
your mouth.
racist? Like,
Yeah.
what if
God.
he's insanely racist behind closed doors? Because I just imagine,
no way.
I just imagine. Didn't you say pisshead? Isn't that what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that like a
Yeah.
Is
racist
that
term for
racist?
like a Middle Eastern person? Like a
Is it?
Who the
Yeah.
fuck has ever said
I didn't know. I don't
Pisshead?
know. If that is,
What-
that
where'd you hear
adds
that?
a whole new layer to a childhood. My grandpa, that was like he kind of probably was a mean old racist bastard. I never met him.
Yeah.
yeah.
He died before I was born, but he was like ex coal miner from Kentucky and all this shit, and just all mean at the world. Used to call.
I
He'd
feel
never
like-
call my brother by his name. He'd just call him Pisshead.
yeah.
Why did
And
he?
that was
Did
my
he look
brother's
Arab or
like gamer
something?
tag on Xbox and stuff always. No, he didn't. No.
And so your
No, I
brother
feel like-
looked like an
I feel like that's a
iconic
myth.
Xbox kid because he had a racial slur as his gamer tag.
Yep.
There's no
I mean,
way.
I don't think that's a slur. I don't know if it is.
It
Oh
can't
no, a
be. Dude,
pisshead
your
is a
grandpa's too
drunkard.
old.
That's what it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how the fuck did you
You're
get
talking
those two
about-
confused?
towel.
Yeah, I think maybe
Towel?
raghead. I
Tell
don't
what,
know.
Poob?
Yeah.
Poob, what were you gonna say? Finish that sentence.
No, this is gonna be like the wet thing that was said, taken out of context.
I still have the recording.
Finger on the recording button. Say it. Say what? What
No,
was it?
I already have you saying.
I know you have that one. I'm not gonna get got again. I was trying to
Not a
actually
double.
inform you. Wait, where'd those phones go?
Oh, there you go. That's all I wanted to see. I
What the
just wanted to see the
You see
back.
a little hand come under the door and like
That would be so. Oh my god, I did. No one wants to hear about dreams, but I had a dream last night that like I was just in my like it just was a continuation of what was already happening. And I was talking.
You just kept having sex with the girl.
No. I was just like, we were just talking. And she was like, look, I took this video like in your room or something. And it was like us talking. And in the background, there was like this woman that didn't have legs and just had arms. And it like crawled by behind my bed. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is that thing? And I was so horrified. And I woke up and was like, was that real? Like, what? It wasn't. There's no woman with only arms in my house.
The M. Night Shyamalan twist is the VR headset was on his head. Was that all real?
Where am I? No, it was honestly like it was one of the scariest dreams I've had in a long time because it was so subtle.
Yeah.
Like I was in my room, you know. Like
those are the scariest nightmares where something scary happens that's in a real look. Like whenever I have a nightmare,
like
it's
where
always
I
like
just was too.
Yeah.
You're always some weird.
Whenever I have a nightmare, it's always in
was.
some fucking like weird place that doesn't exist. I wake up and I go, obviously it didn't happen. I've never been to a castle in Transylvania or some shit, but like if you have a nightmare, it's in your house, and then you're like,
it's like,
yeah,
what if there is a ghost in here with a
little
woman?
What if there's a little dream woman walking around, no way to run away,
no leg,
no,
she was walking on like kind of like a gorilla, like walking on her hands.
She can't go
she
very fast.
They were long.
Oh, they were?
They were longer than her whole body.
Long, like they went from arm down to where leg would end, basically.
Oh,
okay. She was short.
Gotcha.
She was like,
she was bred to look like that, basically.
How would she attack? I just assume. I mean, she's only got two appendages. She'd be easy to fight like an emu. You know?
No, but listen, I think she was more like ghostly, where it's like you couldn't just punch it. It would be more like you'd have to exorcise it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't have the skill set for that. I've been watching too much anime with demons and shit in it, I think, lately. But
yeah.
Where are we in this trip?
Pooped his hat or something. I can take over now because this is when they roll into my town. Yeah.
Now we got two witnesses.
Right,
here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a piss. I have to pee so bad.
Okay, go pee.
Pisshead.
Do you want me to keep talking while he's gone? This does pertain to him.
Yeah, we can wait.
We can wait. I kind of want to get up and get a drink because this is. I'm just gonna do my official statement on this.
You've been getting up a lot this podcast.
Coca-Cola with coffee, 0 sugar. We do not accept the sponsorship on this podcast. This shit fucking sucks.
Zero taste.
Yeah, fuck you.
Go back where you came from. What a bad idea.
What a bad idea. And it doesn't even have more fucking caffeine. It doesn't have more caffeine than a regular can of Coke. Like, what's the point?
Just make like an extra caffeinated soda or something. Yeah. Like, don't
why
try
make it
to
nasty?
Mix that. We made a milk bomb in this thing, and it's got a stinky soda.
They should do a milk Coke. Where just Coke with milk.
That probably would be better than fucking coffee and Coke. That just doesn't seem like it mix well.
No, it doesn't.
It's like mixing like unsweet, or I don't know. Would that be like unsweet tea?
You see it down there. Soda? It's like balsamic vinegar. Like the Coke's at the top and then the coffee's at the bottom because they're different.
Root beer and lemonade. Root beer and lemonade.
All right. So, anyways, I show up over there to go pick them up for lunch. Right. We go out to the parking lot. And I'm like, hey, we're gonna go to this sushi place around the like downtown a little bit. And and I was sushi. Like, I strategically picked 2 restaurants
cheap
that are within like a fucking 500-foot radius to this donut place that I wanted to go to. That's really like I was like, this is an excuse to go to a donut place because I'm a whore for desserts.
Did you get the donuts?
Hell yeah, we got donuts. Yeah.
Eat in front of them.
Nuts for those.
I went nuts for those donuts. Yeah, there's this place called Sodo in town, and I went and got some. We got some Sodo donuts. So anyway,
now someone's gonna find you there. They're gonna be waiting at Sodo,
and they're gonna buy me some donuts, and I'm gonna be like, no,
they're gonna kill
my worst nightmare is for people to buy me donuts. It's horrible. Yeah, and feed them to me, but hold me down, feed me, and jack me off. It's the one thing I don't want to happen.
Milk. I could use some milk with these donuts.
Yeah, they pull out their breast and feed it. Yeah. Any women listening to this or guys, I don't care. Don't do that. That would make me cry. That'd be horrible. Anyway, so we went to no, I was like, hey, I got one seat open on my car if one of you wants to ride. And Willard just immediately cuts me off and is like, I'll come with you. Immediately was like, I want to get the fuck out of this car. And we're on our way over there, and Willard just starts breaking down, basically. Not crying, but he's just like, Willard, I'm not gonna lie to you. You have anxiety problems. I can tell.
Yeah, I do.
He was just like, he was like, dude, it's just like, I just, you know, I didn't have a lot of room in the back, and then we picked up Dinky, and then all of a sudden less room, and it's like, and the car keeps like having problems, and Steve's driving all over the place, and I'm getting a fucking plane ride back. I am not riding back with these fucking people.
I bought a plane ticket when we stopped in North Carolina. I bought a plane ticket
He
home.
already bought one. He wasn't even in Tallahassee.
You were prepared.
Yeah, we didn't.
Oh my god!
I was like, yeah,
I didn't know that.
I'm gonna fly home. That's what I said.
Yeah,
I was like,
smart.
I was. If Steve wasn't gonna drive me to the airport, I was gonna ask Logan when we got there. I was gonna be like, Logan, hey, buddy.
Yeah,
please help.
You know what's kind of funny though is we go to this sushi place. And we order some sushi and stuff, right? And Willard has, I forget what the fuck he ordered. He's across from me at the table. And we're right next to the fucking window, right? And like at the beginning of our meal, I look out the window and I see a car out in the parking lot. It's Abby's car. My wife's there, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So I get up and I go out and like,
and a big black man next to her.
Yeah, she's on a date with a big hunky black dude. I said, good for her.
Slapped her ass.
Good for her. Yeah.
Why do you have to specify that? I have to specify that he's hunky.
Hunky?
I don't know.
Subversion,
because
no, why do you have to say a big hunky black guy? Yes,
you're
a big.
Because I'm happy
neighbor.
that she's experiencing everything the world has to offer. Because I am the opposite of a big hunky black guy.
I just got an alert. Bitcoin is down. It's crashing.
An
even
alert?
More.
You're supposed to have your phone back on the floor.
I heard it.
Oh,
oh, you heard the notification.
You heard the alert.
Beep, 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 beep. Bitcoin is down 5%. Yeah.
Anyway, so I get up, I go out there.
Yeah,
there's a fucking bookstore next door to this place, and I'm like, I go in there, and Abby's there picking up books with the kids, and I was like, oh hey, what's up? We're right next door at Izzy's sushi place, and she's like, oh cool, whatever, you're with your friends. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, okay, don't fucking talk to me. And then I went back inside, and I'm sitting there like waiting. Right, to see her leave and everything, and then I look over, I see her car still there, and then Willard, I was like, Willard, do you want some of my sushi? And Willard's like, I don't know how to use like chopsticks, I don't want to like pick it up, because it had like avocado on it and eel sauce, so it was like really slippery. Ooh, nice. And I was like, I'll put it on your plate. He's like, dude, I wouldn't be able to pick that up. I was like, all right, fine. So I just pick it up and I like go to feed it to him. And I'm like, I put it in his mouth. It is the gayest thing I've ever done in my life. Is feeding another man sushi with chopsticks.
That's not even gay. That's just
it was pretty gay the way it happened.
I like feeding my boys.
Willard has a beautiful long mustache, and he pulled it open like curtains and was like, oh yeah. And
I was like, it sounds more like a vagina than anything. And you put it in his mouth, vagina, and
then he eats it, and we're laughing, and I look over, and Abby's car is gone. So that means in between me, like while I'm assuming she walked out right by the window and looked over, because we're right at the window, and just saw me feeding another man that she's never seen in her life, and then us laughing bashfully about it.
Yeah. And for some reason, Will like deep throated the chopstick.
Yeah, Willard took my wrist and took it all the way in there.
Yeah.
And Steve has this thing where he's constantly just tweaking his nipples in public, and so like
that can't be real.
And we're sitting, I'm feeding Willard, and Steve's tweaking his nipples the whole time and rubbing his hat on stuff, two fingering his mouth. Yeah, Abby saw that shit and got back in her car and drove away, and I was like,
covered the kid's eyes.
I haven't asked her about it. She hasn't said anything about it. But I wanted to ask, like, did you see me basically feeding another man?
Just feel like, what did you see when you left?
Did you happen to see anything?
Anything
out of I don't know why I bring it up.
From your perspective, you and the kids, what? Well,
I hired a gang of doppelgangers to sit at the windows in case any fans showed up and interrupted our time. Yeah. So,
I was actually having a very civilized time in the back.
Yeah.
The doppelgangers, I said, do really gay stuff that will throw people off.
And actually, what Sam didn't know is she went to go use the bathroom, and she saw, Sam getting railed in the ass by Will in the bathroom. Yeah. So it was actually all pointless.
Oh fuck! Yeah.
wrapped his mustache around down bottom and then opened it up. And
God.
Will tied his mustache around my cock, cinched it up, so my cock had nowhere else to go.
It's not going. Yeah, you're not going anywhere, champ.
Damn, no wonder you shaved that thing off when you got back. You saw the lust in everybody's eyes. Yeah.
I was like,
probably
in the
spores.
Like
yeah, spores. The entire body.
Yeah.
They had to shave.
It's like decontamination unit, like fucking scrubbing you down, blasting you with water.
Did you use the same chopsticks to eat? Like, did he get his saliva on it and you started using the same chopsticks?
Probably.
Yeah, they were just my chopsticks. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it was pretty unsanitary.
That's wholesome.
But yeah, what's fucked up though is Dinky is exactly what you would think Dinky is. Like we go to a sushi place and he goes, "Do they have like chicken tenders here?"
Oh my God.
One of those guys.
Chicken tenders. Did he act?
Yeah, he ordered a rice bowl with chicken tenders on it and like an egg and some chives, and he ate the chicken tenders and didn't touch the rice or the chives. Like he was like, "What's rice?" Like he's such a white bitch.
I was just talking when I went out to eat yesterday. We ate at a Korean restaurant. They were like, "Are you picky?" I'm like, "No." And like, God, people that just only eat like chicken fingers and macaroni piss me off for like, no, whatever. It's their life, but it's like, God, it just makes me like mad. Like, how can you? There's so much good food in the world. Like, how can you not experience it besides? Chicken finger, chicken nugget.
They reach a point in their life where they're like, "This, I'm happy here," and they don't want to experience
it's like dog food at that point. You're eating the same meal all the time. You have like a set meal.
Well, they don't want to risk it because, like, it could elevate your life, but you could also have a disappointing meal, and then their life sucks.
You could go, "I'm not a fan."
Yeah,
I'm gonna try something else out of the billions of food options in the world. I'll just try one other thing.
Yeah.
Dude, that's sad too because chicken tenders aren't even that great.
They're good.
But they're good when you're a fucking 10 years old.
Yeah.
But it's like, I haven't eaten a chicken tender, God knows how long. If someone gave me one, I'd eat it. Okay. Of course I'd eat it. But
I would never
just like, I couldn't like go to a restaurant and be like, chicken tenders and a milk, please. It's like, what I think is an adult. Like, I couldn't do that.
Well, he also thinks everything's spicy. The Dinky guy does.
Oh, that pisses me off too. We
ordered like I don't like spicy stuff, right? But we ordered like pub fries as an appetizer. They're fucking fries. They're fries, and he's like eating them. And he's just like, these are freaking hot.
Got some bite.
He's
got some bite. And then we give him a piece of sushi, peppercorn. And he was just like, it's sushi. It's not spicy. What the fuck's wrong with you? Didn't put wasabi on it or nothing. Like he was just
Jesus Christ.
and his chicken tenders and everything. Like he was just content with that and water. I think is what he had.
Yeah.
So you went down in your eyes, is what you're saying.
In that respect, yes. I'll meet Dinky again. I will never go out to eat with Dinky again. That was embarrassing. It was like having a child, a 20-year-old child.
Well, he also mumbles to himself too.
That's funny.
It's kind of like
that mumbling does not translate over Discord. But the mumbling in person is fucking hilarious.
I mumble a little bit, but I know a guy in real life that's like serial, like
no, not like that. Like this is the example. Like if say we're talking, if you shit on me and you're still talking, like I don't know. I said something where I'm just like, not like Dinky over here who's a fag, and Dinky like while I'm talking, Dinky's just like, well, you didn't have to say that. But he'll say it to like himself. It is not to anybody. You'll just hear him whisper it like, you didn't have to say that. Like he just kind of whispers it to himself.
They hate us. They hate us.
He didn't have to say that. He's fucking
and it's horrifying.
It's funny when you're like there and you just hear it out of your fucking ear, just him talking to himself.
I know this guy. I know he'll mumble like you just can't understand what he's saying at all. And his friends that are also my friends have just gotten to the point where they're like, I don't know. They're so sick of it. God, they're probably actually. I think they watched some of these. He's gonna see this. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
But they'll just be like,
Speak up next time. Fuck off.
Fucking say what you're trying to speak to me. You know, like they just get like aggressive.
They turn
with
into
them.
Al
I'm like,
Pacino. There's like, speak to me.
And I'm like, I don't think he's gonna react to that. Like he's like 23 and he still does. Like it's not. I don't think it's more of a anxiety thing. I don't think you can just like scream it out of him.
Yeah, it's making it worse.
Speaking to me look at me when you're talking to me.
What's his degree or anything? Like, what's his field of choice? Is he a lawyer? That'd be like the worst lawyer in the world.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Your Honor, I just don't think that he fucking did it. I just don't think he did it. You know.
I mean, like, and it's not like constant, but it's sometimes.
Yeah.
Speaking of fucking,
his voice drops
people,
out when the most important piece of information for the jurors comes out. He's like, the DNA is actually not. It doesn't match his. You know.
What? The description was
yeah.
The description of the man was 5'5" white man, and this guy's 6'3" and black.
Yeah.
So it's just
And
like
the jurors are like, huh?
Sir, what? Guilty.
I don't know what he's saying, but he's guilty.
You're arrested too now.
He's brown. Flush him down. That's horrible. This.
Nice. But speaking of the quick aside, the post funeral, we were eating at like some catering place, and there were green beans with like something, I don't know, like some salt and pepper on them or something. Ooh. And my grandma and my little brother were both like, whoo, like, dang, like, he's got a little fight to him. Like, dang, these are fighting back.
They put fucking pepper oil stuff. The pepper vinegar, that's all they put on them. Yeah.
I'm like, it's green. It's an Italian place, but it's like green beans. Like, and they're like, and that pasta's a little. I'm like, I didn't even perceive spice in this. Like, what are you getting?
When that pasta got a kick to it? Yeah. Was it sauce? Was it just like unsauced?
It was like fucking spaghetti. I'm like,
I took a bite out of the spaghetti. I didn't expect it to bite back.
Spicy spaghetti. Yeah, no, like for summer though, I like actively tried to increase my spice tolerance. Like I would just order the spiciest thing I could at every place to try to like build it up, and it's gone away somewhat now. But
the problem with spicy shit is once it gets too spicy, it doesn't taste like anything. It just
I know, but
tastes
it's like the sensation of just like I don't know. It's somehow like you can put like these little chili flakes on like anything, and it'll just make make. If you would just have shitty food laying around and you make it spicy, it just makes it more fun to eat.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, the only good thing about spicy shit is that you feel like your tummy's like warm for a while. So like on a winter's day, it's so good.
I don't fuck with spicy food that much. Like I don't actively seek it out, but
I do occasionally.
I
don't get a spicy chicken.
Yeah,
Chick-fil-A, but
like jerk chicken's so good.
Yeah,
that's just
jerky.
I do get the spicy chicken sandwich on occasion. Only the deluxe, with the tomatoes there to cool it down.
Oh, you got to get the deluxe, yeah.
Well, the box, I'm worth it. The box it comes in is better than the paper bag.
I can put my sauces in there.
Put the sauce in the top, yeah. Dude, my mom showed me when I was a kid when we would get the Big Mac, and then she would open it up and put the fries in the lid. And I was like, "That's it, dude. It
was a life hack."
Yeah, I was like, I got the fries in the lid. This is a game changer. Yeah.
I don't need no blade for the rest of my life.
My mom showed me the twist game with ketchup, where you go twist, and you've played that before.
Oh,
you get a ketchup packet and you twist it once, and you go like twist, and then you just keep doing it and doing it. It's like you pass it back and forth, and eventually it just explodes. Yeah, never played that. That's a very like
me as a baby,
school.
But with my nipples.
We used to take
elementary school game,
and we would tape them in half, and then try to like throw them on the floor in the hallway and see if someone could step on them.
People in my school also you'd fold them in half and put them under a toilet seat, so when you sit down, it shoots out and hits your legs.
Very similar, yeah.
Oh my god, my period.
Oh, my boy period. Yeah, we do it. We wouldn't go to the woman's bathroom and do it, but
no.
I don't know. Maybe the girls were doing it too. Where are we?
Oh yeah. So we ate lunch. Sushi, then we went and staged some photos of us beating the shit out of Dinky by a dumpster, and then they went on their merry way. Actually, halfway.
Can I see some of these photos for context?
Yeah, sure. Hang on, let me go find them.
Hey,
the funny thing about the whole beating him up. Yeah, the whole beat him up thing is like we're in the middle of doing it, and this lady like pulls up next to us and goes, She like rolls down her window and goes, excuse me, is this space taken? Like, I thought she was gonna be like, why are you beating this man to death?
Yeah.
Instead, she's like, can I park here? It's like we have Dinky on the floor.
Try that brick by the dumpster. Try and hit him with that in the head really hard.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, nice.
I have a baseball bat in my trunk if you want it.
And then we got
That's Southern hospitality. Are you posted? Is it there?
am I posting this in the right chat? Yeah, podcast.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
You got to show these in the. I mean, as long as Will's okay with his face being shown, kind
of.
of.
One of them being dragged away.
Yeah, that's Flux. Flux is dragging him. Dinky's on the ground. Willard's the guy in the white shirt with the tattoos, and you can see Steve's
tell by the
mold
mustache. Willard, you're
hat.
a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the hat. Poob.
Steve looks.
Steve is very
like
short.
a homunculus.
Like a homunculus.
You little homunculus.
You know what's funny about Steve though is he kept taking off his shoes and he wears like little like bikini socks. They're the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's like a little hair net. It's like a hair net for his toes. It's so weird.
Positioned in that picture.
I'm actually impressed.
Look, he used to never wear socks, right, Brian?
He doesn't wear. Yeah, he says that he doesn't wear socks as a point of pride.
And then all of a sudden, he's like, "I'm gonna dress up. I'm gonna put these like pantyhose socks on for Sam."
Yeah. It's some. Oh
my
some
god.
Liners.
Flux's head is gotten maybe less cubey. I can't tell. Dinky
less cubey.
Dinky's outfit is kind of, I see it now. Okay, I get it. What is that necklace he's wearing? What is Sam wearing? My God, look at this. Speaking of homunculus. All right, look. I'm just kidding. Oh my God, though. Look at Steve's left leg. His knee looks like it's forward, but his feet are somehow unnaturally
his fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like broken right. Like, what is going on with that?
This is just bullying.
No, it's not bullying, but his legs are weird.
Two right legs.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
He's got it.
It looks like that.
Photoshop. It looks like he took a left leg and photoshopped it.
He put it back on
and copied it over to his other side.
He does.
That
it looks fake.
Yeah, it looks fake. Yeah.
That's a bad. Okay, that's pretty bad angle.
That's a funny picture. Holy shit.
It actually really does look. Now that you say that, oh God.
Anyways.
Oh my God.
Now the funny part comes with like after that, I go home and I fucking hang out with the kids and everything. I'm like, hey, they're out of town. Everything's great. I'm never gonna see these guys again, And now I remember they said like Grim apparently was like tearing up as they left. And then with me, I was just like, get the fuck out of here.
Just tears of joy.
Yeah. But they went on south to Logan. And I was I sent like Steve was like, yeah, I'm just gonna drive and I'm really tired right now. And I'm like, is anybody gonna like help you drive? And he's like, no. And it was at that point, I think they were gonna get into town at like 10 or something like that, 10 p.m. And I was like, dude, he just ate like 2 donuts. The dude's gonna crash. Like half, like crashes and run out of energy, and then he's gonna crash the car. Yeah. And so I sent messages to him. I was like, "Are you like alive? Did you guys make it?" Nothing. Radio silence. Send him to Willard. Radio silence. Let me actually go to Willard's messages because they're pretty great.
This picture.
What?
Who took this photo?
Oh, I asked some random guy at the restaurant to take a picture.
Oh. Yeah. I figured it was time.
And he was just staring at Steve and his legs.
His legs what's wrong with that guy's legs? He literally has 2 left feet.
What the fuck's wrong with that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm sorry, Steve, if you watch this.
Anyway,
it's a funny photo, though. It's very funny.
It is a funny photo, yeah. Okay, so I asked him, I'm like, you guys make it to, the hotel down there? And Willard replies at wait, does it say time on here? It doesn't say the fucking time.
Hold on. If you
see
let me find you.
I think once it's past the day, it just says like the day.
Yeah, it just says the day. Oh wait, no. If you hover over the thing, Saturday, 8:07 p.m. Steve's car broke down. And we're just getting back on the road. Now, here's the funny thing about Steve's car. He's got this Focus, right? And he was like, he got really into like the Tokyo Drift type cars.
Yeah.
You know, he's like really into I guess like drag racing, like the Asian imports. And he got aftermarket rims. If you get really nice aftermarket rims, then they don't come with regular lug nuts. They come with like proprietary like Star torque lug nuts. He got a flat tire, didn't have the wrench bit to take them off. And so they were like, Willard, how'd you end up getting the tire off?
We ended up having to call some like mobile car service type deal. And some man had to come with, it took him a while because, you know, since they're aftermarket part, like lug nuts or whatever and wheels, like he needed a special bit to actually take the tire off of the car. Because otherwise it wouldn't have been a problem because Steve unknowingly had a spare tire, even though he told us he didn't.
Yeah, he says he's a car guy. He didn't know that there was a compartment
under
in
his
the trunk
that
has your spare tire. He was just like, what is this?
I thought I had to put it in my back seat. I want my spare tire.
The spores gave me an offering.
It was made of like grass and dirt and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this tire is materialized before our eyes. I am their god. I am their god.
Yeah. They do.
She's just hallucinating all this. He's living in a cruddy little fucking.
I spread the toxins to every motel from up the eastern seaboard, and in return,
that's what
the
he's doing.
fungus
Like
provides a tire when I'm in need. Yeah.
Like they're gonna like take over the earth or something. He's marking. He's like, guys, let's drive to California. Let's go.
Yeah. He did say that. He said he was gonna go west if everyone flew back. He was just gonna start driving west.
His car's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it home.
He probably thinks he's like Venom, like it's a symbiote and him relationship. It's like
it can talk to him,
like the symbiote's smart, but it's just like a mold, like a retard version of the symbiote. Yeah. And the only superpower it gives him is 2 left legs. And the ability to mark pillows.
You will be the cruddiest guy.
Yeah. You will use this
weird. Almost unnatural.
It still has the same voice in his ear, like the fucking demon voice. Like,
I will shape you
get
like
to avoid
a
the
homunculus. You will be a living homunculus man.
And if you need a spare tire, I will provide.
I will create one.
Oh, Steve's gonna watch this and just crying.
So,
he said, "How do they know? How do they know about you?"
They know. I tried my hardest. I even got rid of the hat.
Put you away to sleep.
My main issue with it was though that like we got the flat tire, right? No, that in itself was not a problem. I was like, oh, you know, Steve, car guy, he's got, you know, there'll be stuff to, you know, take the tire off. I was like, I was ready to fucking jack the car up and take it all off myself and do it quick. But I was like, oh, you know, let's like we pulled into this rest stop or whatever, and he pops the trunk open and he's like, oh, Flux, where did you put this tool that I need to take the tire off? And Flux is like, I didn't know I was supposed to know where that tool was. And that's when I first started getting anxious. I was like, oh God. I was like, this is only getting worse. I was like, oh, he'll find it. It's definitely in here somewhere, right? There's no way that he left on a 1,000-mile road trip without the stuff he needs to actually put a tire on if it goes flat. And
in a shitty car too, no less.
And at that point, Steve's like, "It doesn't matter. I don't even got a tire anyway." And that's when the alarm started going.
Yeah, I was like, so then I'm like, oh, you know, I was like, you know, let me just check to see if he does actually have a spare tire. And I lift up the thing. I'm like, Steve, there's a spare tire. Look right here. It's where all spare tires are in like sedan. He's like, oh, really? I was like, what?
Yeah.
So then we're like, oh,
They willed it hard enough.
we're like looking around for places to fix the tire because it's 6:00 on a Saturday and everything's closed. So we're like, oh, I'm like, fuck, we might have to stay somewhere nearby here until fucking Monday because that's when all like the tire shops open.
Oh God.
All like, because all the other ones are for like semi trucks and shit. And Steve went into one. They're like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. You don't drive a truck. Like, we don't have shit for you. Yeah. He's like, do you guys have air I could fill up my tire with? And they're like, no, scram, you fucking loser.
Oh, God.
So now we're sitting there.
Look at that guy's legs.
Get him out! Get him out of here! Some guy got a broom and started shoving him out.
Push broom him out of there.
And the last thing Steve did was he took off his hat and he marked the door frame, and he's like, "You will regret this."
Drew a symbol on the wall.
Yeah. Here's my parting gift.
You'll rue this day.
Yeah.
They're just like, what? What's that little freak?
Yeah. Next day, the spot gets bigger.
Little
Hey,
monster,
Jim, is that
little monster, get him out.
Steve started hissing, he started writing all over the walls. He's trying to push him out. The next day, the whole wall's black.
They can't clean it no matter how. They
Yeah,
paint
like,
over it and it comes back.
Yeah.
God.
So
Help me.
It's bubbling and stuff.
So we're
It's fucking hissing at me. What
ambient like
whispers.
Yeah. So he sprays Windex and it just makes a big plain circle and then devours it afterwards. Just goes over. Oh God.
Okay, so you guys eventually got your
So Steve marked the wall with his curse.
He marked them on left.
give it away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He fucking
ran
hobbled out.
away on all fours.
Yeah.
And he starts in a circle to get his legs calibrated.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna throw up.
Oh man. Oh my God, dude.
We should make fun of Steve way more on this podcast.
Dude, Stone can't make any of this a highlight because Steve will fucking murder us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get banned.
Oh, it's so fine. Yeah, you're fine.
No,
you're
Willard's
fine.
been awfully quiet during all this. He's just laying out the facts.
Oh my God.
You're right.
He
You're
runs
right.
in a fucking.
Last night,
I'm out of water.
fucking Clour and Fungal
Oh
were
my-
like, "Oh, Willard, Steve's here now. What do you got to say?" And Steve's
Yeah,
like,
he started shit.
Steve's like, "Oh, he's just fabricating everything." He's like, "None of it's true."
Yeah. No, fabricating is what we were talking about right
Yeah.
now. Okay.
No, all that's factual.
Oh.
100% factual.
Yeah, well, did you never notice that he, like, when Sam picked him up to the restaurant, he did run into a circle a couple of laps, and then
Everything that we just said, we were laughing, but that was an official transcript. I called up the fucking the truck
Security
stop
footage.
that he asked about the tire thing, and that was all.
Oh, you've got to make that a highlight.
What's weird,
Draw a picture of his legs.
That's the only thing that shows.
Yeah.
Instead of Willard, it's just gonna be a zoom in of fucking
Steve's
Steve's
legs.
two left
Oh my
legs.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh man. Anyways,
but he has one on the gas, one on the fucking
So-
brakes at both times.
Yeah.
So while we
Like he
were
drives like Walt Jr. or whatever.
while we
sorry,
were
go on.
sitting there waiting for the guy to get there, I was like, you know what, Dinky, let's look at this hotel that, you know, Steve booked. Let's just look at a couple of Yelp reviews.
Was this before the tower got fixed or tire?
Yeah, this was before the tire got fixed. So we're sitting there waiting. Like, and also that whole time we were waiting, there was no guarantee that this guy was, one, even going to show up, or two, even going to be able to fix the issue. Like, he was like, oh,
yeah, this guy showed up drunk looking, and his opening line was, "I'm not drunk."
Yeah, he's like, he got out of his little fucking Ford Ranger, fucking with what looked, he had a fucking red Solo cup in his hand.
Fell out of the car when he opened the door.
He comes out, and it looks like he pissed himself, but he's like, "Oh no, I just spilled my water on my lap. My bad."
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay,
It is water.
I switched fucking sweet and sour sauce. I spilled it inside my pants.
Flux is like, you see,
it's an epidemic. Everybody's having it. Yeah.
Whoa! I didn't piss.
We
I
should
did
sue
shit
them for these
myself,
packets.
but I did not piss myself.
so
Man.
so we're sitting there waiting, and I was on Yelp, and Dinky was on like TripAdvisor or whatever, and I was looking at some of these like reviews of the place, and it's like, oh, you know, very dirty, bed bugs, roaches. I was like, oh man. I was like, have you seen any good reviews, Dinky? He's like, no, I'd say like 85-90% of these are all bad. And then I read one, it's like, oh, do not stay in this hotel. It's full of crackheads. I had a guy kick down my door in the middle of the night. He's like, it's surrounded by barbed wire. Like,
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Like,
And Steve's just like, I got us a hotel.
Steve had booked it in advance.
I booked it. Don't
Steve
worry.
had booked it in advance, and he's like, "Oh, the pictures looked fine."
The barbed wire
This is
security.
the perfect place
No,
to spread
like-
my curse. You don't even notice if a wall turns black in this place.
It's right. I can spread. I'll be here for 3 days. I can spread and no one will notice.
He looked at
my
like
tire broke down.
he looked at like the pictures from when the hotel was like first made. He's like, "Oh, look, it's so nice and clean." It's like the fucking
It's actually
so pure.
yeah, the ones they took like right after it got finished being built, and they're like, "Oh wow, look at our nice new hotel."
Yeah, now the Google images is just it's barbed wire fence and a dead crack addict.
Yeah, there was like they're like, "Oh,
It's just-
there's fucking like chewed up pens and shit." Where like people were obviously smoking crack through a fucking pen.
No.
And I was like,
was this like a $20 a night hotel or something?
no,
it was
$100
$300.
It was $100 a night or something like that.
Which
Yeah,
is pretty
$300
cheap,
for 3 nights.
I think, for a hotel.
3. Okay.
Last minute. Well, it was a motel.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's what's funny is like Willard was like, first he told me it was a hotel, and then on the way he was like, it's actually a motel. Which
he doesn't
is
know
a
the difference.
huge difference.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah, incredible difference. One letter, and it's just instantly your hopes drop. And then
Your safety
me,
decreases.
Yeah,
Your
safety
safety
decreases a lot. He sends me a message at 8:12 p.m. and he goes, the motel Steve got is like a cracked in with barbed wire outside of it. I almost called an Uber. What was it, like $187 Uber or some shit?
No, it was gonna be a $230 Uber for me to go from that rest stop to the hotel that I wanted to stay at.
Willard was just basically he got in the car and was looking for escape plans the whole way down.
Yeah, this was a road trip. It turned into a survival scenario.
As soon as the tire was fucked, I was like, okay, I need to either get the fuck out of here or go the fuck home. Like, I need to. I was like, I don't feel safe being at a fucking random truck stop thousands of miles away from my home.
I can't even hyperventilate because I might breathe in Steve's spores
And it's like,
and become one of him.
Oh my god!
And I was panicking, and like I was like sitting by myself, and Dinky and Flux realized that like, oh, we should probably just leave him alone. And Steve fucking came walking right up to me and plopped down right next to me. He's like, "Oh, so what's going on?" Like, I was like, "Oh my god, please! I just want to be left alone."
Yeah.
Are you having fun? Are you having a good time?
Yeah. Will's like looking at his toe. He sees that his big toe is now growing smaller and his pinky toe's growing bigger, and he's like freaking the fuck out. He's like, "What's happening? What is this?"
Hallucinations are common too with the spores, I assume.
Yeah.
So So then me,
Steve slips him a black hat onto his lap. He's like, put this on. Join the revolution.
Wear it and awaken.
That hat will be forever scarring me.
He took the hat off, and there was still another hat perfectly formed.
His hair was just fucking
duplicates.
So now
that's how he gets you to join.
So now we tell Steve, like, me and Dinky are like, hey, you know that?
I'm gonna fucking kill you, Steve. That's what I'd say. You have taken me to hell. I'm gonna kill you.
I don't like this.
Me and Dinky are
I've had better nightmares than this.
Me and Dinky are like, hey, Steve, you know, that motel you booked is kind of gross, you know? Like, we're trying to be nice about it. And he's like, oh, well, you know, if you guys don't want to stay in the hotel that I booked, you can find your own way to Tampa or whatever, the zoo and shit, like whatever we're gonna do. Yeah. And me and Dick, you're like, well, you know, like it's got bugs in it, Steve. Like it's gross. Like
what's wrong with bugs?
It's nutrients, free protein.
Those are my friends we're meeting up with. Yeah.
Yeah. You thought we were gonna have
the bugs. I brought the bugs.
This whole trip was a gourmet McDonald's meals the whole way through, you idiot. We're gonna eat bugs.
So
okay,
then
okay, sorry, carry on. We're here for you.
So that happens. The tire gets fixed. I take a sigh of relief. I was like, okay, you know, whatever. But at least we're, you know, somewhat back on the road and good to go.
Yeah. Oh, great! Back on the road. Oh god,
it
sucks when that's
this fucking hell
that's
destination.
The good news is that you're back in the car.
Yeah. So we're like, now we're going to the hotel, and me and Dinky are trying to get Flux to tell Steve that he doesn't. We don't want to stay in the motel.
We don't want to die, Steve. Please, please.
Please get us off this crazy train.
We're not bred for this, Steve. Please.
So Logan's not worth it. Take us home, please.
We don't have a fucking spore army to protect us at night, okay?
Am I mistaken? Too? Logan's like a pretty just like adjusted regular guy, right?
Yeah, he is.
He's oh my god,
he's the most normal out of all of us. Yeah,
he had no idea what was coming his way or what. Like,
yeah, this fucking death army, dude.
So I was. So we got in the car or whatever, and we're driving again. I was like, you know, maybe I'll close my eyes for a little bit, you know, try and get a little sleep and let them figure out the hotel thing. Because the original plan was, we'll go check it out, and if it's really that bad, we'll find something else, right?
You laid back and were absorbed into the car.
Because there was no way that Steve was going to get his money back for the hotel.
Oh, no way.
So I closed my eyes for maybe 10 seconds or something, and I just wake up to the car being fucking like Steve swerving again because we almost got into an accident. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, nope, I can't sleep anymore. I was like, there's no way. I was like, that's it. I was like,
this is the one.
And this whole time, Steve's probably playing his music at that Bluetooth speaker too. My god, it's probably just like fucking like white noise mixed with screaming or something.
Static sound.
This is good for growth. This is
This Fords love this.
It's just binaural fucking ambient noises. What babies hear in the womb. It's just like like heart beating and fucking white noise.
So now we almost die again. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
We're like, hey Steve, you know, we really don't want to stay in that hotel. And he's like, oh well, you know, I'm not gonna get my money back. And he was starting to get angry again. And and Dinky goes, well, you guys remember when Sam said that he would you know, give us some money? Steve's like, oh no, I couldn't ask Sam. And Dinky's like, nope, I'll do it. I'll ask.
Yeah, Dinky has no shame.
Yeah. Dinky's like, oh hey Sam, you know, how would you feel about giving Steve some money so that we could stay in a nicer hotel? And Sam sent Steve some money, and Steve
Oh, what a nice guy.
Steve ended up didn't pay.
He
He didn't have to pay for the tire repair, and he got reimbursed for his hotel as well.
Nice.
So,
wholesome.
yeah, very,
Awesome.
very.
Which
very
I
exciting.
didn't think about the tire repair, so I like
Yeah.
I had sent him money for the hotel and then some extra for like dinner that night. And
It was for the
and then he took it for the tire.
For some fucking shower.
Yeah.
You animal.
Yeah. And he used it for the tire. I was like, oh, okay. Like I meant it for the dinner thing. So then I sent like dinner money because that's what I wanted was like them to have dinner on me, right? And so, and that point, I was like, that's
women.
above and beyond my Call of Duty as a person that's not even on this trip. Just watching these bums go down.
You got weaseled so hard. First of all, you were only supposed to buy lunch for fucking 3 people. It turned out to be 4, and now you have to pay for their living accommodations or whatever.
Very expensive trip for how little fun was had. My
it was
God,
a very expensive trip for a guy that didn't even go on it. Yeah, for me. Yeah. And the worst part is like after that, fucking Dinky sees Willard get on an airplane and fly off into safety, and Dinky like looks down and realizes he's still with like Steve, who's shape shifting with mold at this point.
Steve, who now has 2 left arms and 2 left legs.
He's growing a 3rd left leg, and Dinky sends me a message, and he goes, Sam, do you mind paying for my plane ticket? And I go, I never answered his message.
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna answer that. No.
Don't you have a mom? Don't you have a hot mom that could go have sex on the street to get you a plane ticket?
Yeah, tell her to send me a nude or something. Then I might consider bankrolling it.
Steve stopped talking. He just moves his mouth when he talks now, and for some reason his hat glows every time he says something. It's starting to scare me.
Steve's getting real weird, man. Flux hasn't talked in like a week.
Yeah.
Flux has just been dead-eyed, looking straight forward.
Yeah.
Steve talks like that guy from the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. He takes off his hat and there's like a face. There's a face on the back of his head that speaks for him.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This hotel is fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you may never leave.
Yeah.
Steve's legs turn backwards.
Yeah.
His whole body
just walks everywhere.
The hat covers his old face and the new face.
And then he walks up to the hotel door and the little mouth on the back of his head spits on the door and it spreads the black shit over it. He's like, "You're not leaving. This is our stay."
So Dinky had to ride back with them all the way back to North Carolina. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a night. I mean, good for you for getting out of there, but poor Dinky.
I feel what's funny though is I feel like Flux is down for anything. Like he doesn't give a shit about.
Was he just like,
he
whatever?
Just seemed to deal it. He's like, I don't fucking care. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get out of the house. Yeah.
You know what's funny is Bizzle wrapped this up perfectly. He's like, there's a certain age that you can do road trips. It's either retired or fresh out of high school. If you're going on a road trip any other age in between, it's not good. And Steve being the organizer of a road trip at 30 it's not a good sign.
Just were better planned out with a higher budget and a better car and no fungus. Maybe it would have been.
I think the fungus was the best part.
Yeah, the fungus.
It's probably spread to you by proxy. It's you saw him. You saw him in person.
I did. Yeah.
Well, you should get tested. You guys should both.
When you guys took that group photo where you were all touching it, it worked its way to the other.
What's weird is if you look at the photo,
on all of them.
Steve's on the end, but his fucking arm is reaching behind. And it's all the way on my right shoulder. On my left shoulder.
He didn't mark
His
you yet.
arm is reaching 17 feet across all of us. And he's,
oh my God, it turned all his clothes black too.
Look at that. Wow. Sam was wearing a white shirt.
I was actually very vibrant colors when I left the house that day. Yeah.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or whatever the hell that's on there.
Now what's funny is I was like, hey, I'll put on jeans for these guys, and then I fucking put them on. I walked outside, turned around, and went right back in. I was like, it is 98 degrees out here. I'm not wearing this shit.
Yeah, how is Dinky wearing a button up too?
Dude, that was like a heavy
flannel,
heavy flannel. Yeah. And then his shirt under it was like that
long sleeve thermal.
Yeah, the thermal underwear.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's thermal, like a long sleeve thermal shirt with a fucking flannel on top. Then he had a pair of basketball shorts on with a pair of jeans on top of it. Yeah.
What?
Oh my God.
And then he had calf high socks. And then
I can't
shoes.
imagine how swampy that his balls would be.
That's insane. Yeah.
That's what I tried telling him. I was like, pull out your balls right now. I want to see them. And he wouldn't do it. So, yeah. He was like, this is seriously like grooming. Like, I've been watching you since I was a teenager. Sam, don't do this. I was like, pull out the balls. Let me see the fucking balls.
I'm just so
I
curious.
provided you with hours of entertainment. Now do me a favor.
Let me see them balls.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You got more food in you than most girls that I
looks like Willard's little fucking radio brother in this photo or something. Like, I don't want to say, the movie Radio. He just looks like a little sweetheart in this picture. You'd never suspect the nefarious ideas that's going on.
I need to stop looking at the group photo.
The fucking legs kill me every time I look at
I can only look at Steve. I just can't take my eyes off him. His legs are like, there's something about them so incredible.
Man.
God damn it. I'm sorry, Steve.
Rivals, let's get the day started. It's so good. It's just in the same vein.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's good.
Can't look at
Oh, my God.
Good.
I'm just imagining that guy planning out my road trip. Like, oh, my God.
That's scary. Double left-legged guy.
Oh, my God.
All right. Yeah. So after this hotel stay, they did go and see Logan. This was the last part of the arc here.
Fuck yeah.
Before Will took off.
Yeah, before I left.
How's Logan?
What do you mean?
How was he?
He was normal.
Yeah. He was another light in the dark, I guess you could call him.
You know what's funny about Logan is last time I saw him was when It 2 was in theaters. We went and saw It 2 together.
What the fuck?
And then you guys posted pictures of him, and he has aged like, I don't know what he's doing right now in his life. Is he still in school or something like that? But whatever he's doing he's
in Corona.
He's aged faster than Obama did in presidency. Like, he looks like this guy's the same age as me. He looks like a 40-year-old man. He's like middle-aged. And last time I saw him, he was this bubbly little boy, and he's like an old fucking man now.
You have this picture, or is it?
Yeah, Well, I'll go find the fucking picture. You need to see this guy. Like, he was not. He just looks like he looks middle-aged. He slid it. Like, I don't think I'm ever gonna look like a 40-year-old man. I'm always gonna look like just like that's a fucking fat lesbian that has a bad hairline. But he looks like a man.
Baby over there.
Yeah. Wait, where's this thing at? Chill Guys, I guess, is where these pictures are.
Yeah. Or no, it might be in that group.
What?
This is maybe one of my favorite photos of this group photo.
Yeah, what's the fucking one with Steve?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Did you guys make a group? Oh yeah.
It's in Chill Guys. If you want to see it. Yeah.
You can see his face pretty good in that one.
And then obviously again, Will immediately jumped on the chance to get into Logan's car.
Yeah.
I think
I also asked Logan what he thought of Steve's car. And he said he's like, I think in front of Steve, he's like, oh, it's not that bad. And I was like, and then like after further inspection, he's like, okay, it's kind of gross.
Yeah. Wait, I will say this. Okay, that picture kind of looks weird because his head looks really small. It looks like his head got shrunken down.
Yeah. It's a fungus.
But I've seen the other pictures. He looks normal. It's just that
looks like he got photo, but yeah, he does look. He looks like he's like 40.
Yeah.
The last time I saw Logan, he had like curly hair and
shit. He was young. Last time I saw him in person, he was young, and now he's like this old man, aged by all the fucking college courses he's been taking. This guy's 30 and he's still in college.
What is Is that like a homemade bolo tie Steve's wearing in this photo?
No, so, believe it or not, he has
It was
two hats
another
on.
offering.
He got a new hat, and he has a sun hat around his neck.
He's making another
And he
to
didn't
leave
buy
as
it.
a second,
Yeah.
as a colony.
Yeah.
He's gotta infect as many hats as possible.
Yeah. Dude, he went to a hat store and he went ape shit. He just started putting
everyone on and
this.
just leaving them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, these photos are incredible.
Wait, so his black hat that he's
Was-
not wearing has a fucking bolo tie thing that he can hang
No,
around
no,
his
no.
neck?
No, he bought another hat while we were at the zoo. It's
He's
like
wearing
Three
it on
hats.
his back.
He's got
It's
three hats in.
Yeah, he had
Yeah.
3 hats by the end of the trip.
Okay.
He bought that hat that he's wearing the day that we were supposed to hang out with Logan.
I'm like, dude, look at Dinky in this photo, like gripping his stomach, like, oh god, like he's definitely infected. He's got sunglasses on inside.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
he's looking more like
He's hiding.
Steve by the minute. I don't know.
Yeah. Although for the record, I'm pretty sure Logan does not want to be seen in this podcast. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
probably
yeah, you
wouldn't
don't- yeah,
show
you don't
this
have
stuff.
to.
Yeah.
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 Oh my god.
No, I don't. I think Logan is embarrassed by our friendship. I think Logan does not want it to be known that he is friends with me in any capacity. Yeah.
It's completely understandable.
Exactly. Makes sense.
Oh my god, these
Completely.
photos.
Yeah.
Oh, these photos. I
But
love
yeah,
these.
Yeah, they're good.
It seems like the Logan thing was pretty normal. They got in his car. Apparently, Steve's spores actually infected Logan's car, and actually the circuitry got all fucked up in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. His
Apparently.
car breakdown.
Explain that one.
No, he had like a
Hmm.
computer issue. It was like, oh, the parking brake's on, even though it's not. And
Hmm.
there's like an emission problem or something that it was
Yeah.
is throwing like a code or something.
The GPS was like taking you to weird back alleys and stuff.
It was actually just taking us to
Go
the
stay
swamp.
at this motel.
Go back to this hotel.
Yeah. Sam was smart. He had the 2 baby seats in, so there's no way Steve could get in that car.
Dinky was
It just
trying.
Will.
Dinky,
It
like
was-
Willard's like, I'm
yeah.
riding with you.
He
Dinky's
was
like,
gonna
hey,
be-
you got room? You got back seats? I said, there's baby car seats in there. You can't. And he's like, I
Yeah.
can
Dinky's like,
squeeze
I
in between
could
them.
maybe fit.
Yeah,
I can sit in the middle.
You
Nope.
got a trunk?
Yeah, I'm
Like,
small.
please. Got
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah, but yeah, Sam, your car didn't get spored, so
Nope.
you didn't have any problems. Yeah.
No, my car just
Wow.
smells like fucking moldy milk because my daughter
I
left
didn't-
a fucking milk thing in there.
Which was better.
Didn't even smell
apparently.
it because I was just like, oh, thank God I'm out of
Your
piss
nose
car.
had been fried by all the piss smell
Yeah,
and
your,
fungus.
your olfactory sensors have been completely demolished by
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah.
Steve does he's wearing a Puma shirt. I'm trying to get every detail out of this photo I can. With.
Every
He's a
detail.
big Puma fan. I didn't know Puma still had fans.
Yep.
It's amazing.
I'm pretty sure his shoes are also Puma.
It's big
I
in
would not
Germany
be.
and with Steve, and that's about it. Those are the only people that
Yeah.
wear them. Yeah.
Why does this guy
Yeah,
in New York keep buying so much goddamn Puma stuff?
Yeah.
Although
I don't know, but keep the store
Yeah.
open, man. We still got sales there.
the marketing analysis people are just baffled by Steve. he's not even into athletic wear. Like, look at him.
Yeah, it's just.
He's oh God. Oh.
You're
I
just
know.
a
I'm
dick.
just I'm just relishing in the opportunity to take the heat off my own back, and I'm going too far. But
Yeah,
it's
fine.
it is funny.
It's warranted.
funny.
It's warranted.
It's
After
warranted.
the hell
Steve-
that he put
Yeah.
into.
Steve's never
our
done
woofer.
anything bad to me, but it's warranted. I think he's
After all the
nothing but a
suffering.
sweetheart.
After all these biological attacks he's been doing, according to Willard. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
after
Oh, did you?
What?
Was there anything else about golfing or
Oh,
something?
yeah.
Just in mini golf. That was just it. Yeah.
Logan has actually taken the moniker of the golf guy now because he actually beat Steve in mini golf.
Oh,
He was-
By a shit
Yeah.
ton too.
was Steve
Yeah.
pissed about that?
I think he won't admit it, but I think so.
That's all he
Yeah.
had.
I also
Yeah,
beat
that's
Steve
it.
in mini golf.
Oh.
It was
Wow.
it was Logan.
Steve's starting to
mean
sound like a
Steve.
real Dunning-Kruger analysis here. Like how much golf does he play? Because he acts like he's just like golf expert.
He
feel like
said
he's-
that
Yeah, that's the thing.
He said
He's a
that-
car and a golf expert.
Yeah.
the worst
Yeah,
part of
yeah.
his golf game is putting.
and he's been disproved.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why didn't he bring out a driver or
You
anything?
should have immediately gone to
It's
Top
mini
Golf.
golf, Poob.
Fucking, you should have
You
just
just nailed it.
driven directly to Top Golf because there's one down there. I've been to the one down there. And
although to be fair, he did get one hole in one where he shot the ball and then a little piece of black string shot out of the golf ball and then propelled it into the hole.
And the ball crawled.
Yeah, everybody called him out on it, and then that was it. He never saw that again. So what was that? Yeah. But yeah, so everything else with Logan was apparently went swimmingly. I think you guys got food too. And you guys all went home, right? That's when you flew away.
A delicious meal on Sam's dime again.
Yeah. And he flew out.
Yeah, and then
the aftermath. Yeah, there was a little bit of an aftermath. Apparently, Dinky, we asked Dinky. He said that the drive back was fine.
Yeah.
He said it was okay. Flux, I don't know. Okay, well, the aftermath was apparently Flux reported that he did end up with a rash at the end of this trip.
Yeah.
So he might have been too far gone.
And he's had a massive personality shift after this. Him and Steve were finishing each other's sentences, and it's really strange.
And also, the last two survivors, apparently they slept in the car and they fucking... They put like old dirty shirts on the windows to block the sunlight. Honestly, I thought it was just because of the darkness, but I think it was to cultivate the spores further. Now after hearing all
got
this,
it really humid in there, and fucking they just to get all the sweat. They'd wring it out onto the seats.
Yeah.
I guess the important thing about this, Poob, is this. I'm so happy that this whole road trip thing happened, because this means when we go on our hike, Steve is responsible for nothing except for showing up with him and his two fucking left club feet.
He's gonna kill me.
Showing up and that's it. I don't want him planning where we're going. I don't want him bringing any food for anybody. No transportation, nothing.
He can bring that hat.
So.
Yeah. No hats. No hats. I want just hair.
No hats allowed at all.
Yeah.
Him and fucking Flux put like belly meat in a cooler in the trunk with ice and expected it to last more than like a couple of hours.
The ice melted, right? And they didn't even bother to replace it, right?
And then they just left the cooler in the back of the car, and we took it out when we went to the zoo on fucking, what was that, Monday? So it had been sitting in the car since Wednesday.
Okay, that shit had maybe 30 minutes left when we checked it in Tallahassee, because there was no ice in there. Yeah. And I touched it and I was like, that's like fridge temperature. Like, you're good. Like, you need to get ice this afternoon. You guys never put ice in there?
I don't think so. I don't think we put ice in.
It wasn't for them. It was for the spores.
Yeah. Steve was like,
the moldier the better.
Yeah, Steve was like, get warmer. It's almost ready.
But not too hot.
We actually left
like
the cooler
at
the
like
zoo.
Good
we
hot.
Threw it in a dumpster. Or like by
threw the whole
we just
cooler
threw the whole cooler out. It smelled so bad.
It threw it in a dumpster strategically.
It had been sitting in
where
Steve's
animals are
trunk
going
for
to
like
feast on it and grow. Spread.
Dude, it'd been sitting in a fucking trunk of a car in Florida for like 2 days, just festering.
I forgot they went to the zoo and fucking, I think like Logan was asking him how the zoo thing was, and Steve was just like, "Yeah, I've been to better zoos. This is okay."
This isn't the world's greatest zoo, but
I mean, I've been to actually better. It was all right.
I saw animals fucking last time I went to a zoo, but this one was okay. Oh my god, I can't stop thinking about Steve walking in a couple warm-up circles.
They got all mad at me.
It was so long ago.
They got mad at me at the aquarium because I apparently didn't spend enough time looking at each, like, I guess you could call it enclosure. Fish. Yeah. I kind of was just like walking through thinking it was like a big aquarium, but it wasn't that big.
Yeah.
So.
Well, like the whole purpose was they drove all the way down there from New York to go see the aquarium in the zoo in Tampa.
Yeah. Why?
Which I thought was hilarious because originally when this trip first started, Steve was talking about how like he wanted to do the road trip because he wanted to stop at everything. He wanted to see all these destinations and see all this crap. And when I asked Will about it, apparently they straight up just were in the car the entire time, and like the only time they stopped was to meet people.
Yeah.
So it was kind of funny.
The destinations for him. Oh,
yeah. That was what like I'm like, what the fuck?
Like the opposite of Lord of the Rings. If they just left and like took a cable car all the way to fucking Mount Doom or whatever that shit's called.
Yeah.
I didn't shit my pants, I swear. Dude, that sounds like Sounds like an actual, and like I can't imagine having anxiety. How awful that would be. That sounds like the worst thing in the world. Like,
Yeah,
that was like the ultimate test for you, really, to show that you really overcame it. Like
last night, Steve was like, "Oh, I know who's not getting invited to the next trip."
Yeah, he was blaming Will. He was blaming Will for everything.
I don't get invited to the next trip. Oh, what the fuck?
He actually misheard that. I remember him saying, he said, I know who's not getting assimilated to the new world order.
I know who doesn't get to be awoken for forever.
Yeah.
Sheep.
You could have lived forever.
So he's coming on the hiking trip.
He's Poob's scared. Poob is now a little frightened.
Did we talk about the whole irony between him and Nikita last time? Did we talk about that?
I don't
okay,
think
this
so.
is like the funniest thing in the world. All right, listen to this, Poob. Okay, so Nikita heard about them going on this road trip. And so he's like, oh, this is great. You're going to be passing by my town. Well, I can come with you. Where are we going? And he's sitting there just like talking about all the places they're going to go and everything, invited himself. And Steve freaked out on him. He's like, you can't just invite yourself. You know how fucking rude that nobody invited you. And then he was like talking to me, complaining about it. And I was just like, dude, I can't say, because Steve basically invited himself on the hiking trip and he couldn't see the parallels. He's just like, I was like, I can't stand it when someone just invites themselves to trips.
Bring their necks.
Yeah.
I was there when he was saying that shit. I was laughing to myself.
So
I was like, oh my
fucking obvious what I was saying too, and he just wasn't fucking lining that up. Yeah.
No, and then we confronted him about it, and he was just like, "What do you mean?
What do you mean?"
Steve sees the world in a completely different way.
Those that can be assimilated and those that can't be.
He's hallucinating constantly or something.
It's the fucking spores. I'm telling you, creating delusions.
Yeah, and initially, like, Steve didn't want to tell Nikita, like, we didn't want him to come. Like, I was the only one who was like, no, Nikita, you're not coming. We don't know you. You're kind of weird. You know, like, it's nothing personal, but we've known you for like 2 months. I'm sorry. Like,
been a really long car ride with you.
Yeah.
At all. It would have been. I would love to hear the stories that come out of it, though. If he had gone,
I would have killed him. I would have probably.
Yeah. It would have been a murder.
Nikita is a very small doses kind of guy. He's a little.
Oh, I'd love to. Oh man, you guys would go even more mad. I'd love to see. I'd love to see.
There would have been like an actual fight. Somebody might have died, lost an eye or something. There would have been eye gouging.
How much money would you need to be paid to do that trip again? But with Nikita
I wouldn't go.
Also there.
You couldn't pay me money.
Well, like $1 million.
I mean,
$1 million.
Cool money.
Yeah.
I would go on just a me and Nikita trip for $1 million. Where are we going?
What if it was like? What if it was like a
Sam?
month
Actually,
and
that's
you,
actually Sam signing his death warrant. Is going on
you
a trip with
the only
Nikita.
only place you could go is Steve's house.
Nikita said to Clour the other day, he's like, "Oh, Clour, we can, meet in the woods and go on like a hike in the middle of nowhere." And Clour's like, "No, I actually won't do that. I'd rather go somewhere where there's other people so that you can't do anything to me."
Nikita does have some strange. I mean, this is the guy with the cuck chair and everything, but obviously, I remember he had a falling out with you guys, and he's been kicked out of the group now because of some threats of sexual violence against some people. But
there were no red flags originally when he was saying that.
No red flags when we were tearing apart his life, laughing about every weird little thing about him. But the threats of rape is where we realized that he might have a screw loose. But after that, like he had been excommunicated, but we were still friends on Discord. He'd send me messages, and it was just like pictures of him out in the middle of the woods. And he's just like, I'm
two holes behind him.
He's like, I'm feeling much better now, and I just want you to know I cherish the memories we made together. I was like, holy shit, this guy is. No, I wouldn't go out in the middle of the woods with him alone. Like if I'm ever gonna hang out with Nikita, I want
bodyguard.
I would want a third person there, or at least like in public.
I want Steve's fungus.
Yeah,
Like,
I would.
army
Yeah, I
to
would.
help. Yeah.
If it was just
Steve's
me,
tag
Steve,
along.
and Nikita, I would quickly join Steve. I would like,
He would put the hat on. He would put the hat on. And
Sam would
fucking-
rip the hat off of his head
Yeah.
and slap
If
it
you
on.
rip it off Steve's head too hard, you can
Lose
kill
all
him. Though.
automation.
Be careful. You separate the host
Yeah.
from the body that
leave
quickly.
him like Ray
It'll
Liotta
be a struggle,
from Red
though.
Dragon, where like he's been scalped and his brains like sticking out.
Yeah.
No, you yanked off the hat too quick. No.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, overall, what would you rate the trip? Out of
Yeah.
10?
Yeah, well, 6.
Yeah, a 6.
This is a heavy,
A
heavy
soft,
six.
a soft
Is it
6. No, a soft 6.
A soft
You know, not-
6.
What? All right. What about the car rides? The car portion.
I don't particularly like being in that vehicle. I do
Is 0 out of
appreciate
10?
though that Steve offered to, drive us everywhere. I just
Yeah.
wish he would have taken the time to clean the car.
Okay,
and make
okay.
sure that we
How
had the
much?
stuff we needed.
How much would you need compensation wise? $10,000, right? $10,000 for you to get a Cobb salad, and instead of all like the little nuts and stuff, the sunflower seeds that they put on those, you just take his like
I'm gonna vomit.
his
Yeah,
fucking
no.
fingernail clippings and hair and skin cells that he has on his center console,
I think
and just
Steve's-
put it on a salad.
Yeah.
Steve's
I asked-
old
I asked him
physical
to do it.
body has been
Yeah.
disintegrated, and it's just in
Yeah.
the car and little
The Steve
teeth and stuff.
Yeah, the husk.
It's like,
This is
the
not
petrified
Steve anymore.
curled
Look at
fingers.
him.
Yeah.
This isn't the
Yeah,
Steve
no,
I remember.
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't think I'd do that. I think I'd pass.
Hard pass on that. Not even
Ugh.
20,000. You wouldn't even need it. 20,000.
Dude, I told him like how much would it cost for you to just lick the weird human residue spot that he was talking about, like, and he said he wouldn't do it for like $1 million.
What's
Or he
funny
would,
is
maybe.
okay. So next to the shifter, there's like it says it has like the little channel where it says like reverse, drive, and then like neutral, and then 1, 2, 3.
They're so all blacked out.
No, like you could barely see through the haze of shit, like the numbers.
Yeah.
Steve
Yeah.
is more. Steve has a bond with this car though that surpasses labels
Yeah.
and things.
I actually
He changes the radio station with his hands on the steering
Yeah,
wheel.
the fucking gears were shifting on its own too. Like he didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
Eyes roll
He's
back.
got like
in
a
his head, and
biometric
that-
connection with the car.
His eyes
Yeah.
roll back in his head, and the headlights grow. The eyes come
Yeah.
down from him.
Yeah.
It's like
I
a Knight
actually
Rider,
wrote-
but not.
Yeah.
I wrote in the
Yeah.
dust, clean please on like
Oh,
the
my.
little center console, like entertainment display.
God, fuck, dude. Just being in like a really dirty car is bad enough for that long. I can't with
Yeah.
stinky fungus.
Have you guys ever had a roach in your car?
No.
I had a roach in my car. No, I'm talking about. I'm a wee baby. No.
No, I had a giant fucking cockroach come out of, apparently there was like a water leak in like the weather stripping of my old SUV, and water would get, I guess it would, like when it would rain, it would dribble inside the door, and then in between like I guess like the floor and the carpet, it would get down there. So under the carpet, it was like damp. And this fucking giant roach was like, hey, it's wet under there. And so I'm sitting there driving, and all of a sudden I see this thing come out. It looks like a fucking lobster. It was way too big for, I don't know how long it had lived there. It was just perfect harmony, eating fucking like mold and shit. And it like crawled out. And my car has always been like spotless, until I had kids. But this was like an older car. After that, I tore out the carpet and everything just to get rid of this fucking thing. I have like a fear of roaches. And like seeing Steve's car, I looked in it and I was like, this car's got some roaches. This one has
There's a
like,
lot of spiders that just crawled out while we were driving.
Nah, I don't do bugs, man.
That's just not
Spiders are
right.
precious, though. They protect the bugs from eating the spores. So it's
They
actually,
spiders, the protectors, the guardians of the
Yeah.
spores.
Yeah.
Are legions
They're
of
allies.
spiders crawl around,
Yeah.
go around and move, and in waves. It looks like water flowing, but it's just hordes of spiders. It's just a snake that goes around that protects from bigger creatures like rats from eating the spores.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, thanks for coming on, Willard.
That was a great.
Mhm.